Oh, look. See, I even have a timer on here and tells me when it's supposed to do it. Damn it.
Hey, look at that.
Welcome to Indie Fanatics Podcast. And if you'll see, it's spelled fucking wrong, according to some motherfuckers in the room.
No.
What?
So,
What
Hold on,
happened?
we're going to talk about the Naptown Dragons. We're going to talk about. I'm all for extensive Indianapolis
has a great scene.
independent wrestling talk.
Dale Patrick's, Satu Jin. Indy has an amazing scene. Jake Chris is out there. Come on, Stan. You got to tap into your market.
Can you imagine back in the day, Stan, the cretins that would like be on the Top 100 show, hearing any state outside of Texas in the first 5 minutes of the show?
that is correct. I wish, like I said, I hope I could find some. I have an old laptop from probably, I'll tell you how old it is. It's a laptop that probably weighs 32 pounds.
It's just the fact that you said a laptop that I immediately knew it was old.
It's old as fuck. So, all right, everybody, we are here for the Texas Top 100 tonight. Of course, we have Biss, who's been a regular death match dose, sort of regular lately, and then Emmanuel from the PGTK Podcast. What the fuck does that mean?
It is called Project Get to Know, and I'd rather make it short.
See, now if you ask, you might find out. So, all right,
the more you know at that point.
that is correct. So, anyways, did y'all print yours out, or you have it on your screen?
Ooh, it's the year 2025 of the Lord, and I have it on my screen, sir.
I got it.
I don't own a printer. I probably should own a printer. I don't own a printer.
I own a printer so I can make my own shirts. They're only $20 or $25. Inbox me.
So I don't own a printer, and my theory is this: the times that I have needed a printer and said, "God, I really wish I had a printer," are so few that I could just never justify pulling the trigger.
Well, it's tax season. You might want to invest in one.
I can always go to Office Max and print out whatever I need at Office Max.
Biss, did you hear what he just said? He said it's tax season. Get you one. Like tax return we get as promoters, the first thing we think of is, I need a printer.
Yeah. I am not a billionaire. I am not a millionaire. I'm not getting a tax return. I don't make enough money to get a tax return.
Yeah.
I'm going to get, if I got anything, it would be enough to maybe get turnbuckles. I'm definitely not wasting it on a printer.
Oh, shit. It's actually working. That's badass. If you are listening, by the way, you can leave comments over at the YouTube page. Oh, Travis Cuddy is in there and Brick Savage. And Brick says that he's here just to, here, I'll do this. See if that works. Oh, shit. There you go. Look at that.
Wow. Right off to a flying start, Brick. Right off to a flying start.
So, and then Mr. Cuddy over here.
Statement is a little redundant. Brick lives every day just to ruin Bradley.
That is a true statement. That is a true statement.
Brick's just mad they can't find me anymore.
Well, if you see now, we don't know if you're moving to get ahead of the bill collectors or Brick Savage. So,
Brick Savage. I am not a man who does not pay his debts. I am a man that is trying to not get my house broken into. You're not going to find shit. Don't even put that up there, Stan. Look, I've been here for months. And in fact, here's my bigger challenge. I know that one of Brick Savage's biggest haters has my address. But if Brick Savage wasn't hating on them, they could get it, but they're too busy. It's fine.
Look, what are you doing? What are you doing, Bradley?
2-2 is coming up. I am so excited. O'Shea Edwards is going to murder Brick Savage, and I will hand the title to O'Shea myself.
We will go through a lot of that stuff throughout the evening, but we're going to go ahead and start with the top 100. Although
let's hurt some feelings.
Deathmatch might know this.
Frenchers will be tested today. Frenchers will be tested.
Deathmatch may know this answer, but who was the person on our list? Who would you think is the person on our list that got the least number of votes? Not on the 100, but there was 216 names that came in. Believe it or not. And so somebody ended up being number 216.
Was it Phil Noir?
You know what? I should just say yes to piss him off, just because.
I'm needling. I'm fucking needling right now.
I'm going to take a guess and say Paul E. Schaefer out of Dallas.
No, it was
Phil's
Chase
in the chat.
Burdick. He got 1 vote.
Oh my God.
Chase
What
got
a waste of
1
a vote.
I'm
Hold on.
going to take you to
Can you
Pound Town.
can I put that up there? That last comment I need you to put up there. The
Put
last
what?
comment. Yeah, put it up on the screen. Do the magic.
Oh.
Love you.
He
Phil.
knew what's up.
Love you, Phil.
Phil's good peeps.
He knew what's up. So
I love that Phil.
Well,
Phil
I just wanna
I
say-
had no idea Phil was listening, but I love the fact that Phil was out there in the ether.
I just want to say, since we're talking about 216 right out of the gate, I had the pleasure of seeing Chase Burdick perform more than 20 seconds in a match at TWA a week and a half ago. It was great. He was in their cash-in rumble. He actually eliminated Luke Cameron. I got to tell you, no one went to Pound Town, but man, that's the closest Chase ever got. So
I don't know. I was watching one of the
well
clips
spent
that
one vote.
somebody was pounding on his ass. So
Yeah, correct.
So-
Mo Kelly got the freak off started quick, and he picked Chase Burdick as his first victim. But you know what? That happens when you're a tiny guy like Chase. But he hung in there, and he's
got
I was
height.
thinking more like tiny, like Chase.
Yeah. I mean, there's
he's the
Well,
only one that can hide behind a fence post, you know.
Yeah, well, if the wind gets more than 5 miles an hour, Chase has to go inside. But I feel bad for him.
Oh, look at there. Check this. So
Phil's not worried about where you ranked him. We're Cubs fans. We live in the basement. It's fine.
right. All right, let's go. Number 100. My favorite, your favorite, Michael Arrow.
Oh man, cool arrow.
So let's do this. Because I've got some little stuff on the side here that I'm going to talk about in a minute. But somebody was asking, and I figured if Brick Savage has put his hands on you, you deserve to be on the list somewhere.
Why?
So
at least some sort of list.
yeah.
Why?
Okay,
I'm gonna shit on this logic right now because Brick Savage has put their hands on me, and I don't belong anywhere near this list.
Your ring announcer thought it was a great idea.
Huh?
Your ring announcer thought it was a great idea.
And he's
Meats-
not on this list and doesn't
Yeah.
belong on this list.
Meats
either.
was like, hell yes, now I can be on the list.
No, Meats.
Next thing you know, we're gonna put Nastica on the
list.
list. Like, come on.
So we'll talk
Is it
about
like a
that
no-fly
in just a
zone
little
list
bit.
at this point? Because like Rick has been kind of dunked on tonight.
Oh, Brick's on the no-fly list. That's not,
Okay, all right, okay.
Listen, if there's one thing I've learned is almost no one wants to deal with Brick in a profit scenario or like a jailer scenario. Nothing.
All right,
It's a
I'm not
persona
gonna-
non
I'm not going to
grata.
argue with that. I'm not going to argue with that at all.
So Michael Arrow, very good. Number 100. I'm gonna jump in.
Number
there.
100,
Try
right
to right
there.
the ship.
99, Luigi Primo.
Yeah, man, definitely not 99 in the hearts of people from Austin, Texas. That's the dude.
Yeah,
Brad, I'm sure that
that
you
Was
get the
that
same
one's
deal,
crazy.
man. I get the most. What's the right term? The most people that are at their first show ever being like, "Hey, is Luigi Primo here?" Like, I don't necessarily know if they come for Luigi Primo, but once they're in the door, they're like, "Hey, is that pizza guy here?" And I hear that a lot from casual fans that are coming to their first show. Absolutely.
Maybe they're just fat and hungry.
Have you seen Luigi's recent efforts? He's not booked a ton in wrestling. So what he's done to stay relevant actually is he has a huge social media presence where he does this whole like pizza flipping in the backyard and he's like punching it at like plastic cups and everything. He gets mad views. Every time I see
Yeah.
that, I'm all like, I will say this, and this is not a shit on anyone. There is almost no wrestler in Texas right now that will cut a promo that will get the views of Luigi punching around his pizza crust in the backyard. Like he sometimes will get anywhere from 600 to like 4 or 5K views, if not more. So there's
absolutely.
definitely 99 is. I think he would be higher if he was booked more than he was. It genuinely, that's a guy. If we were talking about an over list, he would probably be in the top 40.
Yeah, and then the elephant in the room is this list is probably it's a lot of more hardcore people that are going to put together a list of 100 people.
Yeah.
And Luigi doesn't always speak to those people, right? But as far as just getting the name out there and advertising and marketing and all that stuff, Luigi's probably number one, honestly.
Yeah.
To add to that too, because the last time I saw him was with Danhausen, and I mentioned it to Biss for a while that I was in the Danhausen fan group, and immediately they would just reply to just Luigi Primo. One comment is that a pizza is accursed. So it kind of shows how much of an impact Luigi Primo is outside of that. But and what Bradley was saying, where to have that marketability, he has to book more matches more often, so he can get that traction going up on that list.
I would say this just for the chance that this gets in the right ears and eyes. Luigi kind of got his personal views, I think, got in the way of some of his bookings, and I think that that's so unfair at this point in the game because his personal reviews were related to topics that really aren't relevant anymore, right? It doesn't really matter, and I think we all had our ton of views. I think Luigi is a great example of the collateral damage of what happens when you care too much. But when you care too much about other people's opinions that they're entitled to have, it really would be good to see him have that resurgence or that comeback. He deserves it. He's a good talent. Biss, I've told you this a couple of times. The Inspire Pizza Party is one of my favorite memories of all time.
Yeah, Eric Wood. Time has passed. Eric Wood gets complete credit for that. I would like to just clarify too that the way his views were framed are complete bullshit too.
Yeah.
If you look at the history of what he said publicly, it doesn't match up. It was clearly some bullshit at the time.
It really, he was really pulled into a completely different movement. His views were there were people out there that advocated against things, and that wasn't what Luigi was doing. But somehow he got grouped in with them, and it's just not fair. And you can tell that the fans at this point even don't give a shit because he posted the video of a pizza pie going across the backyard and get 100,000 views.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put a bow on it.
All right, go ahead.
That's me.
Was that you? The Party World Wrestling had a TV deal with a very socialist cheap TV channel at the time. That was announced. So that's just add 1 + 1. That's all I'm gonna say. And now I'm gonna pop this fucking Dr. Pepper Zero. There you go. Have you heard that? I'm sorry.
I already had one of those in the pecan porter. So let's look.
Yeah.
I'm also going to drink this Dr. Pepper Zero.
It's been 15 minutes and we've gone through 2 names. We have 98 more to go. This is going.
We're going to keep.
I don't know why you invited me.
98. Zakai Living.
Man, too low on the list in my opinion. Zakai is an amazing worker, an amazing worker both in and out of the ring. Zakai easily upgrades any show they're on, so probably should have been 75 or higher.
Yeah, hot take here. Maybe the best athlete at the hybrid school right now.
Correct.
Yeah.
Devin Carter competes for that, but Zakai, oh man, Zakai is really good. I can't wait to bring Zakai back to BP.
All right. 97 Morgan Mercy.
Morgan's awesome. Have you guys seen much of Morgan?
Yes,
Not
absolutely.
Okay.
Not much, but she has enough of an impact because I saw her at Mission and then probably a while back, but she is very, very brutal when it comes to just in-ring work. But that's kind of what her character does, where she doesn't give a crap about who she's facing. She wants to get over and get things over with during a match. So I wish it was higher too, because she has the it factor of being the hard hitter in the women's division in wrestling here in Texas.
Yeah, I think maybe Mission taking a break maybe hurt her.
Yeah.
96 Nate Bradley. Way too low. Way too low.
Nate Bradley is really good. Again, I think that's another one that just doesn't get booked a ton. which is like in like the general central area. Like I've even looked at Nate Bradley.
I was about to say that's probably right. He's Houston, Beaumont, Louisiana, out that way kind of place, kind of
international
person.
players guy, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
he's a player, and so he was up there for that. But yeah,
Smash Mouth champion now, right? So
Yeah.
between just the Smash Mouth shows, and that was just the first one in like 3 years in Dallas, and then mostly been in Houston. On a list that's statewide, it's going to be hard to get enough people that get you all the way up. But super talented guy, really good. Would like to see him more places, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed.
Chuko Bum. Anybody know?
This is not a real person. This is a fake name. This is not a real person.
I actually called out somebody on their list that I saw. I'm like, dude, half of those people are not real. Whatever do you mean?
I've never heard that name, like not in a disrespectful way. Like it sounds like something that someone would have said to me as a joke, but I've never seen that.
But that name made it on at least way more than one list to get to there.
Okay, so let me just like not to be like pull the curtain back too far, but like as someone that's run like an end of year awards voting session, like the schools will come out and vote for each other like crazy.
Yeah. Well, and I saw that too when I could tell.
Not shitting on y'all, APW. Not shitting on y'all. Love the loyalty. Love the respect. Y'all made it a huge.
Lions pride.
They show up for each other, and it makes things interesting.
AAPW people almost fucked up the whole list because of the way they did it.
So I bet they did.
Yeah. El Paso, Brick is saying Chuko is in El Paso. Nobody in this chat room has much experience in El Paso, so that makes sense.
Not that I give a shit about anything you're doing in life, Brick, but did Avon work Chuko that night, or did you work Chuko? I feel like one of y'all worked Chuko. That might be where I heard that name from.
While you're waiting on him, 94, Zarek Camacho.
Not high enough on the list.
This one isn't either. Well, I don't know. He was so hot for a long time, and then kind of 93 Chandler Hopkins.
That should be higher. Coming into a lot of the reality wrestling shows, he is probably the most athletic that I've seen out of the lineup, out of this list so far, because there's more that are coming into it. Chandler Hopkins being the TV champion and actually having titles on his belt, that honestly should have been higher. And he's very athletic for what he does, and to have the cowboy way just basically being a thing that he does, combining Star Wars and cowboy. So he would have been at least like what Bradley does with Zakai, probably in like 75 or higher. So Chandler should have more opportunities down the line, and especially having the TV championship down the line, having him have that belt really would make him higher on that list.
Yeah, I think Chandler's a guy that's knocking on the door. So as far as his bookings, he's probably a lot more selective and a lot more, not taking every booking and getting out
everybody that calls.
Right now. So I think this is more of a showing of that than the quality of Chandler Hopkins.
92 Jesse Funaki.
Oh my God! Okay,
he's gonna be way.
Go Bradley, go ahead. That's all you.
I'm popping in here. Listen, one thing I learned a long time ago from Papa Biss. Like when you see a talent, like when the iron is hot, and we were at Hybrid a few months ago, and like the dude's the future, right? You leave feeling like that dude is the future, and then you talk to other people about it, and like they're the future. I'm not going to pull the curtain back too far, but I have had people who work in New Japan that have talked to me already about Jesse Funaki, like that dude. And it's not just the connection to dad, right? Like he's fucking talented. So I know I want to work with him. I know, Biss wants to work with him. Everybody wants to work with him. He's got nothing but opportunities, and he's got all the potential to max out on him. I'm a huge Jesse Funaki guy. Put that shit on a shirt, Jesse.
I think he has potential to be better than his dad was. But I've already seen guys that are like second generation guys where it's like, oh, no, like if you weren't that dude's kid, like you're not getting a shot. It's almost the exact opposite. Like Jesse's just it's that it thing. We're gonna talk about it a little bit more, but like Jesse has it. So like as like he was sheltered in a hybrid, I think all of us were sitting around waiting to get our claws into him.
Right.
And
Spoiler
Jesse's
alert for
bursting at the
February
seams.
23rd. Just saying.
Or also February 2nd.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Hey, let me promote too, brother.
That's-
Let me promote
That's
too.
the thing. Like, here's the deal. Like, really, no, we should. Like, you know how I feel. We all eat at this table here.
Yeah.
That is a guy like not to really eat up time, but that you will see Jesse this year. Like, no matter what fan of wrestling you are, what show, what promotion, you'll see Jesse this year. You're gonna have an opportunity. Everybody's chomping at the bit to get a part of Jesse Funaki, and honestly, like, that's a testament to what Hybrid's done with him. Like, excuse me, if you see Hybrid, some of the matches he's had, we got to watch Jesse Funaki versus Chase Owens. And like, if you know Chase Owens and you talk to him outside, like, he told me, he's like, that was one of my favorite matches, like at Hybrid. That's a really big testament to a student at the time that was not taking outside bookings. So just let that sink in. Just let that sink in.
And you can see how confident he is in the ring and how much Hybrid has been really training him to become, one of their top stars over in San Antonio. And the last match was the Cookout when I saw him, and I was like, wow, he has so much potential to go into the next level. Give it time, where his athleticism, and I had a conversation with him about how he does things with Barrage and how the Cookout is. He delivers himself very well in conversation, to the point where he kind of shifted away from what he's doing to what the other guys are doing. So hopefully February 2nd or the 23rd, like, there'll be a lot of opportunities this year for Jesse to really break out into something that's better than what he does last year.
He wasn't supposed to be at the Cookout. Real quick fun fact. He wasn't supposed to be at the Cookout. I had messaged him and Marvel the day I left Hybrid, and I was just waiting for the green light. And like 2 weeks before the Cookout, Marvel hit me up. He's like, he's cleared. And I added Jesse immediately. That was how quick it was. So just so you know, like, that was
4 hours, right, Stan?
yeah.
Watch where I just start naming off names, man. I wanted to be through with the top 50 in 30 minutes. It's already been 23, and we've not even done 10.
That's old school, brother.
Yeah, 91,
dives.
Angela Armstrong.
Angel Blue.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of work this year, but
Didn't she have to change it from Angel Blue because a porn star had that name?
No, she had to change it from Electra Blue 2 decades ago, Stan.
She's Angel Megastar now.
Yeah.
She's gonna have to get out of the Dallas and Louisiana area if she wants to.
Maybe she doesn't want to. She's been around a really long time, dude.
That's true. I tried to book her at Baracho at one point, but she was already booked in Dallas. I think genuinely, Cuddy's not wrong. I think genuinely, if she could get out of that Dallas area, she probably would get higher up in the list. She's a baddie, man. Like, that is a savage chick. Like, if you can go back and see some of her death matches, and because I always advocate for girls that can do death matches really well, she's one of them. Like, as soon as I saw her in a hardcore match, and it wasn't even her first death match, but first blood match, I was like trying to book her.
Speaking of women in death matches, dude, that sucks about Alley Catch, doesn't it?
Horrible.
That was brutal.
Especially embarrassing when you consider the storyline going in was that nobody cared about Allie when she got injured, and nobody gave a shit. So she was coming back from the injury to get revenge for them not giving a shit about her injury.
And then she got injured.
So I was like, oh man, the worst way to storyline.
That's the exact break that Russell had.
3 breaks. It's 3 breaks. They thought it was 2, but one of the bones broke twice. Yeah. One of her femurs is broken in 2 spots.
So 90 and 89 will go together, Warren J and Zach Zilla.
Yeah.
Isn't it cool that they actually got put together like that?
Yeah.
I love to announce Fly Def. I love to announce Fly Def. They're so much fun. And my fear with Fly Def right now is too many people are using them to put their tag teams over. I've seen Fly Def lose to tag teams that I legitimately think they shouldn't have lost to, but I think you reached that point. They were hot, super hot. Maybe they're just on a more technical, just getting the match run.
They've had that time to have their time to run, right? And that time's kind of over. So like, they're one of those teams where it's like it's time to go to the next level.
They had a match.
They're not at the next level yet.
They had a match at TWC that I'll just shout out. It was them and Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. and Galeno de Mao, and it was amazing. It was amazing. Such a good match.
Better be.
Side note, I can put a user in timeout in the chat room, just so you know. I might
Me?
start using that shit.
No.
No. People that are in the chat, not you. 88 Sam Stackhouse. Has he actually done more than 3 shows in Texas this year or last year?
Yeah.
All right.
That's all we got.
We should say more about Sam.
Everyone knows Sam. Everyone
You
knows
love
Sam.
Sam.
Absolutely.
Sam's really
We
been
got to
more
get
like
through some of these, though.
He's been more on a national run. I could see why he's so low.
Yeah.
Right. Wesley Crane. 86 Corey Steed.
Go ahead. Put over Crane. I know he's one of your guys.
No. I just say coming back. That guy in 2026 might very well be in the top 60.
Yeah, absolutely. Corey Steed.
Married.
Trip married. More importantly, trip to Japan. I'm kidding. Trip to Japan, had a really big year outside of Texas.
Gotcha. 85 Jeff Gant.
Is he still
How
wrestling?
long has he been around?
The Dirty Dick.
How long has he been around?
The Dirty Dick, man. You got to have love for the Dirty Dick.
Somebody did. Not me.
Not me. I don't need Dirty Dick.
Since I will tell you, he's been around since 2009 and wrestling since 2010 when somebody made the piss poor decision to change him from a ref to a wrestler, and we're here today.
There and forever and forevermore.
Was it you? Right? Was it you?
I was unfortunate. No, I wanted him to stay a ref actually, but you know.
There you go.
He's proven me wrong. He's a great heel.
84. I've told everybody I'm impressed with this guy, Ethan Hunter.
That's another one I think is going to be higher next year.
I think he'll be way higher next year.
Promise.
I was trying so hard to get him to start punching motherfuckers like he's supposed to punch motherfuckers. And I think he's gotten to where he's at.
Shouldn't punch anybody. It should be all European uppercuts, brother.
Nah, well, whatever. Whatever it is that you hit somebody with, hit them with it. Period. Hard.
Give him a chance. So, in my opinion,
he doesn't need any more chances, dude. He's fucking
no
great as right now. He's really
what I'm saying is like give him a chance to break in the top 50. Because I know what I want to do with Ethan this year. I believe in Ethan. I met Ethan on the beach. If that tells you how long.
This is the wrong podcast for that, sir.
No, I'm just saying. I genuinely think that this is Ethan's year, whether it be heel or whatever. Because if not everybody else, I'm throwing shit at Ethan because I think he's a fighter. I think he's a good shoot talent, and he's going to be higher on the list at the end of 2025. That's for sure.
Absolutely. I don't doubt that at all. 83 Sky.
Jumping on that.
Hold
on, let's go back to Ethan.
Go ahead, hurry up.
Yeah, because one thing that Ethan delivers is how Chris his moveset is. I've been watching him not only in APW but like the other promotions with Inspire and Barrage Show. You get to see someone who's really using both styles of European wrestling and particularly in the UK and in Texas. You get to see the hybrid, no pun intended. There is a mix between the two styles with what Ethan is doing last year. So this year, I think he'll be very high coming into the end of the year. So there's plenty of good things on that.
I was about to get concerned and try to figure out where Brick was once your camera went out. So be like, oh shit, here we go. So 83, Sky De La Cremosa. Always a good hand. 82, Dre.
Yeah, Drea. From is down here in the Rhodes Academy, but then also from Midland. Originally, so kind of hard to
everybody from Midland goes somewhere else. Fuck that place.
Yeah. Until it's time to run. until the Urbans fucking run out there, and then there's 1,000 people in that building.
Fucking everybody. Well, you got captive oil men out there. What the fuck are they gonna do out there? 81, Alex Arsenal.
Cedar Park High, brother. Yeah, Alex.
Is that true?
Yeah. Can't hate on a CP boy, man. Can't hate on a CP
former
boy.
Cedar Park High School wrestler.
I'm not trying to get no cease and desist from Ron Lefevre, so let's just say that Alex Arsenal's the man.
Have a great day. We're not. The choice is yours.
Damn.
No one.
And immediately the PTSD kicks in.
Yeah. No, Alex is awesome, man. Alex is doing big things down in San Antonio with River City and that. Had a couple with us.
It blows my mind that Alex has not blown up and made it at some point on TV. If you've ever been in a show that Alex is on and you see his audience interaction alone, that's the type of shit that really attracts initial promoters. and bigger companies, and his in-ring prowess is outstanding. And by the way, if you're fat and you think you can't lose weight, look at the story of Alex Arsenal. It's beautiful. He was fat. Overweight. Yes, he was an overweight.
I'm going to go ahead and this is definitely going to make a.
When you look at how cut Alex is, and you see his beginning story, it literally will make you understand that you can do anything if you really say good.
Look, man, sometimes fat's beautiful. All right.
I'm not hating on fat.
80.
But when one of us, like I say, when one of us gets out the hood, we got to celebrate. And Alex made it out of Fatville. She's from outside Lubbock. Get your West. Oh, okay.
It's all the same, brother. It's all stuff that Santa Ana didn't want.
Santa Ana? Is that really how you say Santa Ana?
Santa Ana.
Oh, no. Yeah. You are that.
Not Santana. Santa Ana. General Santa Ana.
General Santana.
Yeah, the Mexican general that
it's
invaded
not.
Texas. Yeah.
All right. Number 80 is Ziggy Winston, who is not a general of any sort.
My boy Ziggy. I can't advocate enough for Viva La Raza. I won't get carried away.
There you go. 79, Tommy Prince.
One half
I like Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy
did good on that Smash Mouth show.
Yeah.
We got to start shitting on some of these guys.
Fuck Tommy.
It's not Indy
No, not Tommy. Just kidding.
KC Kareem.
Dream
man.
Team.
Dream Team has been.
Oh, are those the Twinkie guys?
Yeah, they're shit. They're ass.
So
spoiler
alert. I'm going to kind of ruin who's not number 77, but it's kind of weird that him and Danny King weren't side by side as well. They're so kind of attached to
They can't be side by side if one's on top and one's on the bottom.
Yeah.
Let's go to 77, Decimus.
Wait. Decimus does not get enough credit. Let me tell y'all something. As a promoter and as a fan, Decimus does not get enough credit. He's extremely technical in the ring. He has great lucha. He can do a lot of stuff. And have you ever, his body for a luchador is perfect. Like, he has that fit of, someone that will walk. Like, if someone legitimately started a fucking fight with Decimus and he, and didn't know, just bring me a bad motherfucker, and Decimus walked through the curtain, they might be scared. Decimus looks like somebody that would mollywop your ass. So shout out to Decimus. Got nothing but love for him. Should be higher on the list, in my opinion.
It's interesting because, having that body type and as a luchador, that blew my mind, because I think the first time I saw him was that was with Luke Cameron. I'm like, the guy did a moonsault.
Oh, yeah.
The heck?
I remember that.
And it blew my mind how, an unlikely type of a physique to do that. That's what really blew my mind as I got to see him on those Baracho shows. He should have been higher, just because of how athletic he is and how he delivers himself in the ring over time. So definitely higher.
The BP fans have nothing but love for him, and we'll keep bringing him back. And I'm an advocate for him. Again, I think if we had a lucha list in Texas, I would genuinely be shocked if he wasn't top 10.
Oh, this took me way too long to figure this shit out. So no. 76, Cosmos Orion.
Cosmos, if he wasn't all the way out in El Paso, would be a lot higher on the list. A lot of potential.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
He has heavy applications from the boys too.
Decimus is hard as fuck.
Lou knows.
So, I don't. This one is kind of iffy, but I put it on there anyway. 75, CJC.
Yeah.
We lost a good one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, props to him. He got everything he wanted in wrestling. Realized that he had gotten everything he wanted, instead of sticking around, either becoming bitter or being a negative. Took his exit and has his health, and
that's exactly how he put it.
Yep.
When I talked to him, he's like, "Man, there's nothing else I want." He says, "I've done what I set out to do, and I'm good." And so, yeah.
And that's okay. That's a good thing.
Yeah. 74. Anarchid Ash.
Man, y'all know how I feel about Ash. Really,
that's your girl. Super talented. The injury definitely hurt her here. So we'll see next year.
73, Edge Stone.
That's a big dude.
Yep.
Big ass dude.
A lot of Edge, but Edge is a big dude down in Houston for the most part.
They're facing Brick at GCWA in a few weeks. That's going to be a slobber knocker.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
What?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, I know what you're looking at. I just saw it too. But we're gonna watch how professional this shit is. So
What are you talking about?
Yeah, 71 is Zeke Rose.
There we go. Zeke Rose.
There's
Good job,
Zeke.
Zeke.
I don't
I'm like,
want him
where
on the
is
fucking
it?
list.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, good job, Zeke.
Not
Shout out
100% fuck that
Zeke.
guy, but as soon as hey, we're gonna do the top 100, man, fuck all them lists. I ain't never made a list. I don't need a list. Fuck all them lists. I'm like, all right, cool.
Well,
So
all right.
Here we are.
Hey,
71.
I'll make one shout out about Zeke. I wish Zeke believed in himself as much as everybody else.
Dude, you have no
Yeah.
idea. I read that shit that he puts online. I'm like, dude, if he would believe in himself just 20% more than he does, he would be doing some shit. So
I get it, and I don't have any additional comments. Like, I think Zeke is great. He's a great human being, and to be honest, like, he's on a whole new tour, and I like what he's doing. I like the stuff that he's setting up. But like Zeke is a really talented guy that gets down on himself. And I'm like, don't, man. This is a game of patience. It is time that you have to put in. Good dude.
right. Let's see. Number 70, Bo Amir.
That's another big dude.
Oh yeah.
7 foot
Big
tall.
dude, lots of height, lots of
Beard,
length.
Bo Amir.
Right. There you go. Well, this sucks. 69, Lady Bird.
Nice.
She is a true badass. I love it when Pops books her against a new female like Tina Nix for the first time, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be so much fun. So
She's not higher on the list because she's taking more out-of-state bookings right now.
that is
Yeah,
correct.
kind of
And
a
she doesn't
dual
put as much
residency.
time in around here. I agree.
Yeah, she would be way higher if she was putting in Texas reps. But good for her. Like, you don't need to be on
absolutely,
top of
100%.
on TV.
What do you want to do? Make my fucking list or make a shit ton of money wrestling on
Hey,
the
we
road?
got a good
Make this
list, man.
list.
Don't
Make
knock
this
it.
list.
So 68, London Dior.
Man, luxurious London Dior. Let me tell y'all, like, that is somebody that is underrated, super genius, really talented wrestler, gets it already early in the business, can only go up, and already so much stock in that girl already. And if you've ever sat and talked with her, very humble, very knowledgeable. London Dior has a bright future.
Adding on to that too, because I had Galatita on after the cookout, and I asked her about working with London, and she's had a pleasure of working with London, and nothing but good things from her. And I spoke to her after the cookout, and she's very soft spoken. She delivers things very well in conversation, but when you see her in the ring, watch out.
Shameless plug: Danny O'Ryan versus London Dior at Fallout was. It was a
called
bang.
that.
67, Mia Friday.
Oh, from the best day of the week, Mia Friday, making huge waves, came down to Corpus, has been in Austin, making stuff up in Houston. Really good, really good. One of the things I would really love to see out of Mia Friday, and I've talked to several people about this, is I wonder what a heel Mia Friday would look like. Like, I'm intrigued because she has like this super Bayley-like gimmick, and it is over. And we saw what happened when Bayley went heel. I would be curious to see what happened if Mia Friday chose to go heel one day.
I remember her facing Izzy. That one blew my mind at TWC because I was like, who's going to turn heel in this match? And it's like, maybe
right. It was just the power of positivity all over the place.
I know. It's like, it just canceled everything out. But besides that, too, Mia is still in progress. But I think this year, pretty much everyone in this list, this will be her year in doing more shows here in Texas, and under Booker's training over reality, it's just going up and up and up and up. And to know that she's still in progress and she's doing a lot of things that will make her better over the year, I think she'll have a breakout year, pretty much like everyone on the list so far.
Has she graduated high school yet?
Yes.
You know, like so much potential and like so young too. There's a ton of road ahead, right?
Just so we're clear, if we're keeping tabs on the number of people that are coming into pro wrestling straight out of high school, I think the girls are up on the boys.
Yep.
Because we've had like Roxy, Mia
All right,
Friday.
you're gonna get me off on a tangent, and we can't.
We're gonna go on this whole thing.
Mature
We are
first.
not, as
Mature
Travis
first.
Cuddy said, we're on pace for an 8-hour fucking deal, and that's not happening. 66, Mo Kele.
Ah, fuck that guy.
I'm with you on that.
Should be much lower.
Let's move on to the next.
I will say this for Mo, though.
The freak
I will.
demon. The freak demon. I'm a fan of the freak demon. I love Mo. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's weird watching him hump Pound Town to death was a whole experience, but I can get behind the freak demon.
No, Mo's got a lot of potential. Mo's got a big frame. Keep on grinding, keep on working.
Bro,
put in the work.
Mo's been cutting weight for the last 2 years, and it's crazy. If you saw Mo 2 years ago and now, dude's fucking cutting it up. Like Mo is going to be a monster for a long time.
I used to run laps with Mo over there at AAPW when he first started, only because he was slow enough I could keep up with him.
Man,
so there you go.
Come on now. Don't be like, we in the 60s. Don't be calling people out like that.
That was 2 years ago. 65, LVJ.
A lot of potential, man. Guy works his ass off. Guy puts in the miles on the car to get to as much training as he can. I mean, that type of work's only going to pay off.
Correct.
Because one match in Inspire, that one, when he did a tope off the top turnbuckle, I forgot which Inspire show was that. When he jumped over, I was like, whoa, LVJ is going to be breaking out real soon. And for what he's doing, not only in Austin, but in the Dallas wrestling scene, that one surprised me the most out of this year. Cause I was like, you never expect someone to tope off a top rope over like that.
64, Jay Davis.
Man, so much charisma. Guy has just that natural in-room charisma that because he's the Rottweiler. I don't mean to go straight to JYD, but like in Houston, he has kind of that fucking natural in-room charisma that reminds you of JYD.
Hey, Bradley, if he's in your house, blink twice. Let us know.
What?
Blink twice.
I'm just trying to get my gummies, Stan. Take it easy.
Just let us know, man.
Rick doesn't know where I live.
So Brick is not in Brad's house because he's making a good point in the chat. The aura is the right word for Jay Davis.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I know Brick doesn't know where I live because the security guard would have quit if Brick came over here by now. So I'm fine.
Probably true. Number 63, Matt the Wrestler.
Man, another one that I would say if he got booked more, he'd be higher on the list.
Here's my hot take. Here's my hot take on this one. If Matt wasn't considered a comedy wrestler, I think he'd be higher on this list. Like Matt's, actual, tech ability is higher than you think because you kind of see the comedy first.
Right.
His physicality is crazy because like there were some matches that I recorded. Like he can lift someone. He can lift anyone at this point with what he does, and his physicality is probably on the higher tier, especially watching a lot of the shows lately. But yeah, if the comedy routine does fade into the sunset, he might be higher on that list.
Hot take, even hotter take. I think Matt could pull off the comedy wrestler stuff.
Okay.
I think the situation that's happened in Austin with some of the comedy wrestling promotions in general has really hurt Matt and some of the other talent. There's just people that were really heavily pushing Matt that all of a sudden are evil, genuinely shitty people. And that really sucks for Matt because when you turn around, there's just shout out to Biss and Inspire for really pushing Matt over there. I've tried to include him in some of my shows as well because I genuinely do think the guy has a raw talent. But I'm with Biss. If he could break away from that gimmick a little bit and start to reclaim more of a gimmick that's based on his talent, still be Matt the Wrestler, right? But really focus more on the talent part of it. I think he could get more over with fans. That's just my hot take. Just knowing what happened with comedy wrestling in Austin.
I can't wait till the hot takes after your gummies. 62 is Raxo.
This is you, Dose.
So Raxo is great. Raxo's gimmick is really flexible, very cool guy. He's well connected in the lucha universe. I only have one issue with Raxo, and it's just that, like, I would love to see Raxo fly more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's a really heavy member of the lucha community. Like, people don't understand, like, Raxo is connected. Like, we got Pimpinella with the help of Raxo. If you've ever seen La Parca, like, even at like the ripe age that he's at, like 4 or 5 years ago, MLW, I saw him jump from the top rope to the crowd. I think if Raxo did more shit like that, it would pop the fans out of their fucking chairs, like make them lose their mind. That's my only advice for Raxo. Like, fly, baby, fly. If you're hearing this, Raxo, I love you.
You know what? It's funny. The amount of people that are listening here live, and then watch how many emails and text messages and all that shit you get after the show.
I'll fly.
It's odd how that happens a lot.
Yeah. Everything we say is going to get filtered.
I'll jump off the top rope.
Yeah. 61 Max Heights.
Max is super talented, man. Max is
super talented.
Mostly in Houston. I mean, when we did New Texas versus Inspire, he stole the show. So that was one of my biggest disappointments coming out of the show, is that we didn't have more for Max coming out of it.
I can see that.
Number 60, Chris Lyons.
Oh,
yeah, very particular skill.
He's
yeah, very particular skill, right? Like, Chris does what Chris does.
He's becoming the assassin of Grapple Quest, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's the guy that kind of has shined through Grapple Quest, right? I think it's something that he's wanted for a long time, and once we started doing that, he fucking ran with it between him and Justin James.
Yeah, Chris is good, people. I enjoy it. No.
That's staying up the rest. That is staying up the rest.
Don't
of the
leave
show.
that up. Don't.
Where that's going right fucking there.
Oh my god.
So we're already there, so I'm gonna do it. You know how, like, when you're doing a show and the opening matches take like fucking an extra 5 minutes, and then there's only like 10 minutes for the main event? That's what we're heading towards.
Yeah. The top 10 are gonna get like 3.5 minutes worth of time. 59, Dave Segan.
I can see it.
58, Max Castellano.
He should have been higher. I've been seeing him a lot with GCWA and with Reality. If you can blow cigar smoke at a famous interviewer like Chris Van Fleet, why is he not that high in that list? And seeing how
maybe Chris gave me a call. You just never fucking know.
Yeah, exactly. And seeing how he does things, and he's a dick, to be honest, but at the same time, his in-ring stuff is kind of cool. And when they were at the gauntlet from a few months back, and seeing how he got to the top by clawing his way out of that entire dais in that match, that one should have been higher.
Gotcha. 57, Tommy Becker.
Tommy's just got to break out of Dallas, man.
Right.
Tommy's super talented. I mean, he was getting a lot of places, and when he got injured, what was that? That may have been 4 years ago now, right?
Something like that. 56, Damo. You know what? I wish Damo talked more in his promos. He's got some really good music videos that I really like, but I would love to hear him talk about it.
Yeah, big Damo, man.
Yep.
Are we talking about Damo McCullough?
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, I just want to shout out Damo for one thing. In my 2 years of booking, I think Damo is one of the most, if not the most professional person that I ever talked to, that we didn't want to do the same thing. And I'm still waiting to bring Damo back in. Not only is he a great wrestler, he's an amazing human being to talk to and genuinely gets this business and knows how to communicate inside and out of it. He's another one that I think that really soon will be higher. I aim to use Damo really soon.
55, Robert Martyr.
Man, Martyr would be way higher if he wasn't in Florida.
Yeah, this is the first guy not stationed in Texas. Well, I guess Sam Stackhouse, right?
Right.
I mean,
barely in Oklahoma, yeah. But
he
Martyr
put in a lot of work in Texas this year. So hey,
a lot. Yeah,
And
nice.
he's another one that communicates really well with promoters, works hard behind the scenes to talk to people and offer his stuff, and he has great ideas. He's gonna have several appearances at, I know, my organization, but probably New Texas as well, if not several others. This could be a big year for him to leap into the
Robert, just move to Texas, brother. Just come on.
Make
on
that
over.
Yeah,
fucking
Robert,
move.
what the hell? Why are you in Orlando?
Fucking what did Orlando ever do? 54, Killer Kate.
Kate's
Nothing but
awesome.
good things.
Kate's awesome. What else is there to say? Congratulations
Good
to
thing.
her and Corey.
Correct. 53, Alejandra Lyon.
Another one that's really solid. I haven't seen a bad Alejandra match.
Yeah, that's one that I'm upset that she's fallen off with Inspire and we didn't get her back on.
Maybe New Texas can. 52, Stevie Hendricks.
Oh man, I like Stevie. I think both Stevie and his tag partner are. I'll talk just about Stevie. Like he's a good cat. He has a really great program that he runs over at Hot. He's really active over with their fans. We brought him in. Really cool cat. I think that's another team that's just waiting to bust out in the scene. I would imagine if they got into New Texas that they could do really well because New Texas has an amazing tag team division too.
Yeah, Purple Haze. I think they were on Contenders at one point, but yeah, that's a team that you can put with any of those other, tag teams that are kind of going in Texas right now and have a great house show style match.
Agreed.
51, Dante Leon.
Just not around enough, right? And that's not to be on this list, he's obviously doing what he needs to do because he gets over to Noah, he gets over to GCW. Just as far as being in Texas, it's like a 50-50 thing. So I think if he was permanently in Texas on all the shows, you'd see him top 20, top 10.
Number 50, Ryan Davidson.
Yeah,
That one should have been a little higher. And Ryan Dave's been booking a lot with Reality. He's been with Hot for quite some time, and it should have been higher. But I think if he's done more bookings during the year, I think he would have been higher on that list.
I will say, being a Houston guy is going to be hard to be on this list if most of what you work is in Houston because there's an exclusivity deal in Houston. So if you're working at ROW, you're not working anywhere else in Houston. So if you're not outside of Houston, your votes are solely going to come from Houston. Ryan Davis is an amazing talent. He's just taking a break, in my opinion, from a lot of the outside of Houston surrounding area bookings. Like he's just worked a ton.
I believe he's taken a little bit more of a role with the office there in ROW, which is going to restrict the amount of time he has to take other bookings. So
he's an amazing.
That's a career choice, right?
Yep.
If you're making choices to make this list next year, it's probably not the best thing for your career, right? It's a fun thing for us to talk about, but you need to take care of your career first, right?
Oh shit!
Right.
Hang on, let me make a note of that. Hang on.
49, breaking into the top 50. Number 49, Houston Hendricks.
Ooh.
Braveheart. Good kid.
Mm-hmm.
I will say something, and maybe this is just the promoter in me, but I'm going to echo something Biss said to me once. Houston's got to slow down. Like, he's got a lot of time, and he takes a lot of those high-flyer risks, and it's cool and all. But, now that I've been following him, like, I announce with him, I book with him, I see him at APW, he's extreme, and, it would be great to see him slow down a little bit in some of those areas because I think it makes those bigger things that he wants to do pop harder.
Pick your spots.
That's just my personal opinion. Houston, don't hate me.
You're going to hit about 26 and you're going to feel pain for the first time.
Every day for a long time.
I'm just waiting for, the kids that are like 23 to start talking about how they feel like those of us that are 40, and that's when I'll start telling them, well.
Or 55. Fuck. So,
Poor Stan. Sorry, Stan.
48, Luke Cameron.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck him.
Should have been much lower. I don't know what we're doing here.
Oh,
let me see if I can rearrange. Let me see if
you're going to notice a trend about who I'd bury.
I I will say
We'll
this
put
about
in-
Lou though. Lou's gonna have just a breakout year, pretty much like a month. So I am gonna say this. I am supporting this guy. Lou has been just having a lot of bookings lately that I see a lot of. I see a lot more bookings than how they're doing it. So, Lou,
I'm surprised any
like,
of his fans
he's
can
in the-
speak, but whatever.
I have a fan. What are you talking about? No, but in all honesty, like I got to see Lou progress to once he graduated past the APW that he's starting to break things out to bigger and better things, and seeing him in Hot a lot lately, facing Brick, which is I should have been there, but the cookout happened at the same time. But this year, a lot of stuff that's going to happen with Lou. It's going to be a lot of things, always on the up and up. So that's how I saw that.
I have an opinion about Lou.
Awesome.
I think some companies want to use Lou well, and I think some companies want to use Lou, but they don't do it well enough. And I'm not going to shoot to a degree, but I can't help but notice that Lou murdered
Bang,
in
bang, motherfuckers.
I can't help but notice that Lou main evented with Brick at Hot in November, and then at their show yesterday, opened it, and now not even on the poster. I think that's terrible booking. like not with everybody, right?
You're not going to shoot what you just shot.
I mean, it's just my opinion. Like Lou is a really good talent, and I think to be relegated from the main event to the pre-show to not even on the teaser poster and not doing well is a weird thing to have happen for a guy who does go out there and work his ass off. So I think as Lou works into more credible, more good booking shit, and I won't pull too much curtain back for them, but I've seen some of the stuff Lou's working on. It would be really cool to see Lou get his own traction. And I think that that would happen. That's just my personal opinion. You have to be careful booking some of these young kids because some of them start to take off. And if you want to try to just use them as fucking cannon fodder, what good is that for anyone, you or them?
Lou's going to grind. Lou's going to put in the work. So
that's the only thing. That's the only thing with Lou's. Just he has to keep pushing, he has to keep booking, so that way the relevance will show up because he's already big from what I'm gathering from what he's doing last year. So it's just the hustle and the grind to keep things going. That's probably what's going to propel Lou up a bit more higher on that list.
All right, so he's in the chat, so I don't want to pump him up too much, right? Because like I'm going to bury whoever.
All right, Cuddy. Fuck you, Cuddy.
Cuddy's getting it too eventually. But
Stop it, Cuddy. You're like 20. You don't even know what's going to happen to you, Cuddy. You better chill.
Just look at Lou. Like if you can't do something with Lou Cameron, just look at Lou. If you can't do something with Lou Cameron, come on. That's all.
Wow, Brandon.
Well, yeah. I mean that is an issue if you can't,
Good.
I mean, you literally can't fly Lou into your show. That's the issue. Like you brother's got to be able to drive. Bro.
Nick Gage still makes money, brother. Nick Gage.
Yes, he does.
He's on the no fly, can't cross state
the
line.
bank
Canada said
robber.
fuck that entirely.
Yeah. All right.
At 47, Prince Alexander.
I mean, we kind of covered this with Purple Haze, right? So
see above, right?
I mean, I hate to lump them together, but right now they're in a tag. So
that is a technicality right there. He has not been convicted. Matthew Palmer is number 46.
Go ahead.
I'll jump on it. Fuck that guy. Number one. Number two. I mean, we talked about guys, slowing down. Matt was a guy that in his younger years walked into every building and tried to think of a way, try to kill himself that night in the ring, right? And it's catching up to him later on. I mean, the fact that he's still able to go is crazy. The amount of work that he puts on his body to keep it going. Our personal differences aside, you got to tip the hat to him. Very intelligent, very smart guy when it comes to wrestling. So,
all right, there you go.
Bang bang.
45 promise. 45 promise Braxton.
No comment. I don't think any of us should.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little interesting right now.
Rough topic. We'll just say the list goes from 46 to 44.
Well, Emmy Camacho, number 44.
Fucking, that's wild. And I'm not saying that like Amy Camacho should be higher, in my opinion. Like Amy Camacho had a crazy 2023. Moving into 2024, I think the traction slowed a little bit because it was more story driven for her than it was just appearance. If you saw the end of her 2024, she was in some crazy heavy shit. That's wild to me that she's not higher on the list, but you know, good deal.
Remember though, that's 44 out of 216 that got turned in.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying if you were to talk to me about the top 5 women's talent, like Amy Camacho would probably be near 5, if not close to it. And I mean, that's excluding like, oh, Christy James, this person, that person. But honestly, like, talking about me, Brick? Oh,
No,
No.
they're
No,
not at all.
nothing.
They're
I
just
thought that
fucking
was a
around.
middle finger. I'm just
Yeah.
like, well, that makes sense. Okay, fine.
Well, you
We,
know,
we could have gone
2
in
more
stronger,
gummies and
but,
you'll
you
think
know,
it's a thumbs up.
let it all get worked out, but doesn't
Right.
look good.
43 Tiger Pants.
Who?
I like that motherfucker.
He has changed his name at least 3 times since I've worked with him.
Hey man, whatever gets you paid.
Bro, so here's the deal on can I call him JoJo or is that
Whatever you
Yes,
want.
you can.
Because we
Yes,
know him
it's
by all of
Tiger
the
Pants
above.
JoJo. Bravo.
Yeah.
JoJo is a guy that should be at every fucking school working with people. Like just his knowledge of how to technically perform professional wrestling is crazy. Like business wise, he's a head case and he drives me insane every time I work with him. But like as far as just his technical ability and his ability to train people and teach people is second to none. Like that guy should be the head trainer of one of these fucking schools, helping train the next generation. Like the knowledge that he has and his ability to convey it in that way is second to none. So,
All right, 42 Angel Camacho.
I mean, Camacho's in general, really good run down in RCW. Angel's been all over the place, right? So Angel was at United, had a great run with the title there. Is at RCW, is up in DFW Pro. Camachos are the Camachos, right?
Someone did a list where didn't someone do a list where all the Camachos were in a row? All like it was like Angel, Onyx, Zarek, Ocho. Like that's honestly probably the best way to do it because like the Camachos are great individually. Like each of them can make a case for being their numbers. Like granted, some of them could go higher or lower, but together they're such a great crew. And like honestly, they're really, really great cats. I wish I could have worked with them more in 2023. I think we would.
And Smash Mouth had the entire crew at the show there in Dallas.
Yeah.
The entire
Well, except for Emmy. No
something
Emmy.
I was never able to achieve.
like I said. So go ahead. What?
I just said something I was never able to achieve.
Right. Well, but that's their hometown, so they're there.
I just used to
41
think that
JD
Camachos
Griffey.
didn't travel together. Sorry.
That's all
Yeah,
right.
JD's another guy that's travels quite a bit, right? So not as much time in Texas, but hopefully Grapple Quest has given him a chance to platform his chosen style, and if you put him in another match, does he still cosplay Randy Orton, or am I 10 years too late on that? No, JD's really good, man. JD's had the run with Ring of Honor with Shane Taylor, and the Grapple Quest stuff is awesome. He's really high level on that. Probably the best guy in the state at that style. I think we'll figure that out at some point.
Right. Let's see. Did we go to 40?
Nope, we did not.
Oh, well, let's do 40.
Yeah.
Mr. Ollie Summers.
Yeah, I think Ollie's going to be much higher on this list next year too. And he's pretty high here tonight, if we're being honest with the names that are coming up. But Ollie's super talented guy, and I think a guy that sometimes is not selfish enough. So that may be why he's at 40 and not higher. But yeah, if Ollie gets that killer instinct and kind of goes after it for himself, he could rise up this list real quick.
So I think just my take here, because I am also bringing Ollie in a couple times this year. I think what happened with Ollie last year was he was the victim of being the third member of Culture Shock as Culture Shock dissipated. And in talking with Ollie, he is looking to like reclaim his singles run of his own. And he's got some great ideas, really talented, super excited. I just genuinely think, sometimes there's 3 and sometimes the story just aims at 2, or then like CJC retires. So like that took some attention, and Ollie's just kind of been in, tumbling in the situation. But Ollie's clearly, like, his mindset coming into 2025 is, I want to wrestle, I want to do me, and he's going to have several opportunities. So I think he's really good where he's at on the list. Ollie Big League brick 3 years ago. Good.
Not good. Not good.
Remember that shit.
Hey, Maya. What's up, Maya? How you doing?
What up, yo?
What's up, Maya?
Look at there.
Maya on that Showtime Scott Summers time.
She's only talking to Biss. My bad. Never mind.
Just me.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
How dare us speak in front
That's
of
right.
her? So, hey,
let's see, girl. Y'all calm down.
That's right. 39 Casey Blackrose.
That's another one that I think is gonna raise up next year quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, backbreaker, and he's got so many variations. It's so fun to watch.
Yes, very. Yes.
All match long.
Yes. 38 Terrell Tempo.
Man, Tempo's coming back. He was not in Texas forever, and he's back and with heat.
He's always been a good dude. I've always I was like, who the hell is Emmanuel?
Who's that? No, I am gonna say with Terrell Tempo.
Hold on, let me get the names back on the screen so I remember who's here.
I don't exist.
Let's go to number 37. Oh, Jesus. Travis Cuddy.
There he is. There's Travis.
Bump him down.
Next year we'll go old school and we'll make our own list and say that we had 1,000 entries.
That's wild.
So,
that's so high.
That's good.
No, Cuddy's. I can't blow him up too much because he's in the chat, right? But no, Cuddy's putting in the work. He's right there. I'm sure next year, if he wants to chase it, if he wants to put in the work, he's gonna rise right up there.
One thing with Travis too, and hopefully I'm not gonna fluff up any more ego, but the fact that he's improving a lot on the in-ring, his confidence really shot up from what I saw him last time, and nothing but good things with Travis. So I wish it was higher, but yeah, so many on this list. There's so much more wrestlers that are higher on that level. So
yeah, so I know Cuddy was one. Adam was in my ass to get Cuddy on shows. I want to say he was in training for 3 weeks, and he's like, you gotta come see this Cuddy kid, right? So when it's those kids where you're hearing that name from the start, and you're like, well, let's let them graduate first, right? It's
Cuddy
just
showed
a follow
up at
through,
Vortex.
right?
Cuddy showed up at Vortex. He worked the Rumble with us at Vortex. He helped out at Grapple Quest, and Cuddy blew my mind because he showed up at Death in the Family. And for those of you that don't know, it was 85 degrees outside. It was really fucking hot, and Cuddy was in a black t-shirt and a black jeans, and he did everything under the sun. And all I thought was at some point Cuddy was going to die trying to help us.
That's not true. You in the back, you told me, you said, watch him. I want you to see him die. That's what you said.
No, that's not that. I was pointing. I won't tell you who I was pointing at for real. But no, Cuddy is, dude, humble kid, really ready to go. I think several promotions are going to take a chance on Cuddy this year. And to Biss's point, could easily vault himself from the 30s into the teens, if not the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. 36, Erica Torres.
Another Grapple Quest All-Star.
So more bookings, higher up on the list. Erica Torres is a badass. Main event at Grapple Quest 2, already over 2,000 views in less than 2 weeks. It's just a great match. Many people said it's one of their favorite matches in Baracho history. I would agree with them. It's solid chick. Erica is a badass.
35, Jay Sky.
Yeah, this is another one where that's a high score.
And he was out for a little while for an energy.
Considering the injury, it's a high score, but absolutely all the talent to be there. Just going to have to come back from that injury and get back to where he was at.
and he's coming back, and he's getting his sea legs once he's back in the ring. So to be high on that list, I mean, it's anyone's guess, but nothing but really just like hoping for up and up with him, because I've had that conversation with him where he's ready to be in the ring and tear things up over that. So
hey, Cuddy in the chat. I'm not going to read that out loud. I'm not going to read that out loud.
We got to go do a count. Do a count.
I don't think he's wrong, Biss. I don't think.
When was the injury?
It doesn't matter. 34, JJ Blake.
Yeah,
Hey, look, Travis
JJ's
don't
cool.
understand how
He's
shit
cool.
works. We don't have we make the rules as we go by. So
Yeah.
it's fine.
It feels like the rule is you don't have time for Cuddy.
JJ's the professor, man. So JJ
JJ Blake.
JJ is one of the most valuable people that you can have on a show. I don't want to pull the curtain back to get into it too much, but just extremely flexible on what you can do, and then so much help in other departments. Like JJ just makes shows easier.
I have a list of a few people that I want to work with solely because of what I've seen them do at shows they were working on, and JJ Blake is on that list. I can't advocate enough. Like, I've seen him at Premiere operate. I've seen him at New Texas operate. I've seen him at Showcase operate. Super humble guy, always willing to help out, and he's really talented in the ring. I think, and this is just JJ. If you hear this is just my own personal opinion. If he was more selfish and aimed at himself, he could easily make a huge run for himself. But he does so much, like Biss said, on the back end, like training, production, all these different things. And maybe he's happy there. But JJ Blake's super talented. Would love to work with him.
Somebody else thinks so too. So there you go. 33 Stud Stash.
Hey.
Yeah. Maybe number one on the good dudes list, right?
Oh,
like
the goodest of good brothers.
Really
they don't
good
come
person.
Much better. They don't come much better than Brother Dave.
You almost said Bretter, but whatever. 32 Jack Calloway.
I'm a natural born killer.
So did the city of Bryan vote like crazy on this poll as well? Jack's extremely talented and has a ton of potential. For this year, I'd have to look at the list because Jack's very talented, but maybe a little high. But I have no doubt that he'll be here right around here next year anyway. But dude, he put in the work, took the bookings, and got his name out there. So more power to him.
30.
Little known fact for the fans: Jack and one other person we've talked about in the last 15 minutes will be entering a match pretty soon at Bracho Pro. That's just how I feel. I think
Emmanuel.
Yes, correct.
I wish.
Correct. I think Jack and
I'll be
somebody
over
else
there.
that they're going to work with. I think there's several talents that are ready to break out. And to Biss's credit, like Jack is one of them. He has a raw talent. The fans buy into him. He's over. Like, he has a good social media presence. He has a good image.
Mm-hmm.
So that 2025 is a year that Jack could easily just be like, bang, bang, and shoot his stock up way higher. Uh-oh. Manuel, what beef you got with Jack? Hey, brother, what's your booking rate? What, you want to come fight?
Enough
Bro,
to not do it.
Yeah, don't talk about that on air. Come on now.
All right.
You can't talk about wages in the.
There you go. 31, Brother Tracy.
It's the same. Oh, good.
Tracy Lawrence, the 8th day. I have nothing but positive things to say about the 8th day. Everything they've done, the program they did with New Texas was brilliant. Really fun to watch. And Brother Tracy has been kind of the right-hand man to Brother O'Day or Father O'Day. My concern is that might rear its ugly head here in 2025 for the 8th day. But either way, Tracy is due for a big breakout as well.
Yeah, I'm going to jump and lump 8th day all together here. Tracy and O'Day had great work as far as putting out content, letting people know who they are and where they're at and what they're about. Then I'm just going to jump in now. So when we get to him, because I assume he's higher up, Father O'Day, that run with the Contenders belt was great. A lot of good content, a lot of easily accessible stuff that you could keep up with what was going on. So props to that. More people need to copy that.
And just, I know this is 2025, but O'Day and Pac Ortega tore the fucking house down at TWC this weekend. It was a great match. I like, just to say how much stock in the 8th day, like their whole gimmick, like Tracy could not be at TWC and multiple people asked about it. So that's Tracy's aura. Even though only O'Day was booked, people were genuinely asking why Tracy wasn't even in the room. So shout out to that.
Tracy reminds me of a young Rhino, like Rhino Richards or Rhino, or like it's all the potential in the world. Like he's a Labrador fucking puppy with big paws sometimes, but like, you know, all the talent in the world.
30, the Wind Dragon.
The Wind Dragon, Dustin.
Ooh, okay.
I talked to him Saturday. He's doing great.
Yeah, I'm with you, Biss. I thought he was going to say something, and he just backed up into the wall and stood there. So,
hey, great. You know, great. Speaking of that, great character, puts in the work to get the content out. You know, it sucks about the foot. Hopefully, he'll come back stronger than ever.
Fun fact about Dustin. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Manuel.
Yeah, Dustin's like super down to earth, and talking with him multiple times, and facing Danhausen. I mean, that's pretty much big on the list on what he's done this year. So, hopefully, when his foot gets recovered for this year, I think there'll be a lot of things in store for him once he recovers.
Couple things on Dustin before we move on. Belt designer, production, referee, gimmick.
Yep.
Like Dustin is a total package, and that dude fucking loves to talk wrestling. Genuinely having him in the room, just the aura goes up. So like shout out to Dustin. He's doing well on the recovery run. Hopefully we hear soon what his return time is, but there's never been a more multifunctional tool than Dustin right now.
29, Killer Cash.
Yeah, number one on the bad motherfuckers list. You know, and then also probably like top 5 on the nice fucking guys list. So however the fuck that works out.
Yep.
Right.
I hope that he sees it, and you know, his confidence has gone way up in the past year too. But I hope that he sees this and realizes that everyone else views him this way as well. He's a dude too. He's been around for a while, and that experience, he has that experience. So there's not a situation that he's going to be in that he's not ready to handle due to his personal life and what he goes through and that. And if you know, you know, basically the legit Haku of fucking Texas wrestling, or just wrestling wise, any wrestling situation that gets thrown at him, it's not going to be too big for him, and he's not going to know what to do. Like, that's a guy that you can be comfortable no matter what spot you put him in. He's going to be able to handle whatever needs to be done. He's not going to try to do more than what he needs to do. And he's probably going to calm the fuck down someone that is going to try to do more than they need to do.
This is what I'll say about Cash.
Okay.
If you're not familiar with Killer Cash, Google Killer Cash and Google some of the people that came up with him and some of the people he trained with. And also Google some of the people that advocate for him, because he should be on TV with them. He came up with an amazing team. There are people that some of the fans in Texas and the U.S. would literally sell their mother to meet, that would advocate for Killer Cash. Like, that's just a dude that's just, it feels like, Biss, help me up, correct me if I'm wrong, it really genuinely, for the first time in a while, feels like 2025 is staged to be Cash's year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, just has to take advantage of all the experience and everything that's lined up for him.
And he's getting his shots. We've already seen at Hydra this weekend. So
yeah, and that's, I mean, sorry, I'm gonna go on tighter. I love Cash to death. So you put him in there with these deathmatch guys, these hard hitters, right? And he holds his own. Like, you know, he scares these fuckers, if we're gonna be honest. So like he's legit. He just has to take it and run with it, and I hope he does.
He called out Masada. I'll tell you, 3 people have called out Masada in the last 10 or 12 years, and 2 of them are crackheads. The third one is Yule, or Masada, or Remedy. Sorry, you get what I'm saying.
Number 28, Stan.
Charity King.
And Charity is awesome. I am super pumped to have Charity in Austin February 23rd. It's a long time coming.
That's gonna be badass.
That's one of the girls that from Inspire we never got to bring in, was on the short list. But NWA business was
right.
Was at the forefront, right? But Charity is awesome. Charity just has that something special, and I can't wait to help her show it off in Austin.
27 Will All Day.
Yeah, Will kind of took a step back to Houston, so I don't know if he's gonna be popping back up in Austin now or what's gonna go on there. But Will kind of focused on ROW. At one point was a top 10 guy in the state, so I don't know.
Yeah, I'm in that front too, because like I think when the injury hampered this year, like he could have been on a top 10 list somewhere, because he's very athletic. He's a charisma machine, so that's the only thing that kind of like made him higher on that list. Is just that pec injury that he's had. So now I would love him back here in Austin too, but I think he's doing a lot of work with reality too. So
26.
Go ahead.
All right. Kari Wright.
Kari, man. Kari's got to see if he wants to take that step to the next level, right? So he's done the thing. He's had some stuff pop up. Now it's time for that next gear. So it's in his ballpark, right? Is he gonna take that next step to take it to the next level, or is he happy where he's at?
There you go. 25 Kenny Calypso.
Man, Kenny, I noticed something else, but yeah, Kenny's had a great year. Kenny had the run with the Contenders title, with the New Texas tag belts with just Nick. Great year, and then personally some shitty stuff, right? But he's a fighter, and he survived all of it. So Kenny's a good dude.
Yep.
I let me tell just a super quick story. I'll make it super quick. We were at Hot one time. This was a couple years ago, and I was just part of their weapons crew at this time. Kenny came in, helped them build ring. Was one of the first people there. I knew Henry because I was building stuff for them and supplying stuff, and a bunch of us just advocated to Henry to add Kenny to the card. And I don't know like what it was, but they did add Kenny to the kickoff in a 6-man, and Kenny went over, and the fans went nuts. It was a great moment, and it was really just proof that your aura can carry into another town and get you on the card. Kenny's just an amazing individual. I'm not surprised to see him where he is.
24 Pac Ortega.
Mr. Big Drip Owen.
They remember that match him and Chris Cruz had at fucking that Cinco de Mayo show? Like they had a fucking Corrigan Hall special in front of there was a ton of people there, but it was like a Cinco de Mayo festival crowd.
Is that the Seguin show?
Tore it up. That was the Seguin show, man.
Yep, they killed it.
There's no days off for Pac. Every time Pac shows up to a show, he's working his ass off.
That's the best thing I can tell you. Pac is a humble guy. I get to work with Pac a lot between TWC, Baracho, and the others. And like when you talk to him, like his mindset is he's really wrestling focused. He's constantly trying to evolve his character. He is not afraid to do like little things that are big changes and see where it goes. And the fans are behind him like 100%. Like Pac is going to be one of the top names in Texas in a couple years. He might. This may be saying a lot, but he might soon be able to establish like Gino Medina level or Steve Reno level of like hype across the state, like really just like a godfather of what we're doing right now, because he really does connect with the fans that well.
One thing with Pac too is how much like he's a lot of people on the list like super down to earth and knows wrestling in and out, but when you see him in the ring, he's a completely different person, and suddenly you're like, wow, this is a different guy that I talked with like 30 minutes on an interview like that. So I was like, huh, interesting.
100%. And it's kind of weird, like you might be able to even agree with me here. It's like a different person, but also still the same person. Like Pac, it's different levels of Pac talking to you about wrestling, but they are all wrestling based. They're all accurate, and they all like really work and mesh well together. It's just interesting. Like that dude's just always got really cool ideas and super humble.
23, Kane Carter.
Sugar Cane on a heel run. Real piece of shit right now. But you can't deny he's one of the most
nothing
talented.
better.
I think Kane's heel run right now is exactly what he needed. Like, Kane got on the scene. He was a baby face, and it was all well and good. But we have a lot of really talented wrestlers, and I think his heel run now is really attracting fans. I think he's exactly where he belongs on the list.
You know, you're on top of that list when someone says Raising Cane's during a match, and talking with him after, like, he speaks with his mind. That's why I'm not surprised he's on high on that top of that list. Is whenever there's conversation with him, he speaks with his mind. That's something that I admired with Kane, talking to him multiple times. But at the same time, his moveset's very crisp. He knows what he's doing, especially in his heel run over at Baracho. Sorry, Bradley. But you got to see how much he's adapted better in any situation in the ring. So it's nice to see him high on that list.
That match with him and Epidemius was just so badass.
Ooh, I love it.
So
Loved
badass.
Loved it.
February 2nd, running it back, right?
They are.
Hey,
I see that.
running
22. 22, which is funny because that's a caliber of bullet too. 22 caliber Barrett Brown.
Yeah.
Stray bullet.
Why is he not top 5? I'm not talking about voting wise. I'm talking about, like, why is it not clear he's the top 5 guy, man? Like, because Dojo, like he's been doing this for so long, man.
I think that's part of it.
Get on the fucking shows that matter.
You kind of hit it with some of the other guys that have been going around and doing shows other places that they, the people here kind of like whoever voted. Let's put it that way. Yeah. They're not from the Dallas area, Well, he doesn't come to Austin all the time. He doesn't.
Even then, like, what shows is Barrett doing, right? Like, I know he comes down to hot every now and then, but when he's in Dallas, what shows is he doing? What is he being seen? Is he out there? Like, he's talented as fuck. He's one of the top guys. Like, get on the shows that matter.
WF, and he does hot, and he does a couple others. This is my take on Barrett Brown, in my opinion. If there's one talent in Texas that is at the ceiling, like literally breaking their neck trying to bust through, it's Barrett. Like, Dimitri, I would have said that about Dmitry Alexandrov like 3 months ago, but
but since he's not in the chat room, you're just going to talk about him.
Dimitri seems to be finally getting those national chances. If you've seen Barrett Brown, like, what's like the other day, there was like Mercer runs his mouth about like, oh, this promotion, that promotion, and he was like, oh, pro wrestling religion. I was like, hey, I think Barrett Brown wrestled Penta at that promotion, and he did, and it was a good match. Like, I went back and found it in my archives and in my photos. It's crazy that Barrett Brown did, and he's fucking young lion at New Japan. Like, he went through that program too. Like, Barrett is a guy that it feels like 3 or 4 people have tried to push him through the ceiling. I'm just trying to figure out why it didn't happen, because if Barrett got to like a main scene, he kind of has, to me, like a similar aura as like almost an Adam Cole. You know what I mean? Like, he has that, but he has a way better physical prowess, in my opinion. He's a little bit bulkier at smaller size, but he has that heel stature.
Well, if you're at Christian Wrestling Federation instead of like, not to shit on them, but like, if that's the style of booking that you're taking, working one of those guys that always works there instead of working an Exodus Prime or somebody top level in Dallas, this is where you're going to end up on a list like this.
The good Lord Jesus Christ won't let me comment on that, Biss.
Well, I'm atheist as fuck. I'll say what I want.
I love it.
Once you go to Bible study, then you can get in the ring. 21, Devin Carter.
Absolute star.
Okay, can we just talk about the difference between Devin and Zakai? They're both amazing. Devin definitely belongs where they are, but like they're just two individuals that tear it up, and they build off each other so well. Devin's well on their own, but also like it's just like I can't speak enough about both of them.
Zakai could do the same thing, and towards the end of the year is starting to, but just keep it rolling. If Zakai gets in that car and gets where they need to be, this could be the same spot next year. Like,
brother, Devin is.
Don't wait on anybody. Go do it.
Devin is just someone you love to run across behind the scenes. You love to know that they're on the card. It's just being in the general aura of Devin is really cool. Can't advocate enough. Like, I mean, Biss, you correct me. 4 or 5 years could really work into an Effie level role.
Yeah. Well, who knows what the future stands, but right there has all of that presence, that aura, as Brick said earlier. Right, the sky is the limit.
I could tell the first time that Devin told me how to announce them that they were way beyond most wrestlers. Like, when I get to announce, there's guys that come out and they're like, "Oh, I'm from Orlando. I'm the big guy, Brad Mann." But Devin was like, "Say it like this, say it like that, living in fashion." Like understanding, but really, their gimmick is over, and they're protecting it by making sure that their announcers also sell it. It's such a great business mindset. We'll go on because I know we're in it hot, but living in fashion, both of them are just amazing talent. I genuinely believe they're part of our future.
All right, we're in the top 20. We have hit the top 20.
Only in an hour and a half. No, brother, we're about to take it home in a pay-per-view.
But we're gonna have to hurry up and take it home. I got like 27% left on my iPad, so we'll be good.
Dang. Okay, let's do it.
Number 20, Demo Diamond.
Yes.
Yeah, big dude just keeps getting better.
Grow up.
Keeps getting better. Has a lot of room to grow too.
Grow up. I love Demo. I can't say anything but positive shit.
There you go. Let's see. Oh, number 19. I was the first time I ever met this guy. I was like, but I'm way into 19. Shimbashi.
Who let that Ohio guy on here?
That's correct.
No,
once he moved north of Dallas, he shouldn't be considered from Texas.
Legit insane. He's insane. He's not right in the head.
Right.
Like, he is the hardcore himbo, man. Like, he is nuts.
Good dude, but definitely nuts.
There you go. Number 18, Izzy James.
Yeah, this is another guy that's been around for a long time, has a lot of experience, started very young, and is using that experience to his benefit. Also, put in the work to learn a lot of other stuff that could be beneficial once the in-ring days are done, right? The production, the camera work, all that stuff.
I just want to say one thing before we move on. One of my personal favorite matches from Baracho Pro history is Izzy James versus Brick Savage. I really enjoyed having Izzy in the locker room. I really enjoyed what they put out. Izzy's an amazing talent that I think probably should have been signed a long time ago, but they still continue to do amazing shit.
There you go. Number 17, I think somebody talked about him earlier, Father O'Day.
Ooh. I only have one bad thing to say about the 8th day. I miss the old song, guys. Bring it back. I miss it.
There you go.
One
16.
thing with oh, sorry.
No, man, you better hurry up and start talking.
Father O'Day good. No, just kidding. This is a common thread with a lot of the stuff that I'm discussing with O'Day, super humble, super down to earth, and talking things, even after the show. But when you see him in the ring, completely different guy. He's super calm in conversation, but when you see him in the ring, he is Jim Jones. Jim Jones? Yeah, Jim Jones. Yeah, that would be.
Hey, what does O'Day wear backstage?
Punchline?
No. What? Seriously, do you know what he wears, Biss?
Oh, it's full-on suit. Yeah.
Suit.
Yep.
O'Day is in a suit. Every time you see O'Day, he's either in a suit or in his suit.
Gotta love the part.
From the car to the locker room, back to the car. Yeah, absolutely.
Crazy dedication.
I am too fat to wear a suit in the heat. Fuck all that.
Same.
16, Mysterious Q.
Carter Black? Is it Carter Black now?
It's Carter Black now, yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that happened. That's crazy. A big year.
I found that out today.
Hold on a second. Aaron Mercer showed up. Let me put that.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm just going to tell you that.
No, that's not Aaron Mercer. That's not Aaron Mercer. That's James.
James.
Gotcha. Tell you he's coming out of retirement. He's not.
Yeah, 16. I think obviously the injury may have had him off other people's list, but he's been back long enough to show that he's still Q.
Absolutely.
Was it Showcase 23, Biss, where they had like Rachel Rose and the whole team Q, where they all came out in Q masks? That was crazy.
Oh yeah. That was 23. Cool.
Yeah. Q's aura in Texas should be studied as well.
Honestly, like it's a hot take. If Q didn't have that injury, he could have been signed. To be honest, because
I think next year with a healthy year, we're talking easily top 5, if not top 3, maybe number 1.
Brother, I don't think that's a hot take. I think I would be willing to bet you 20 years from now, someone's going to tell us we were trying to sign him then, but he got injured. We're going to see that on a documentary. Q is primed and ready to go.
Number 15. Cavins.
Well on the list.
His neighbors are now calling the cops. The guy downstairs, he's got Tourette's.
No, fun fact, no one lives above me, Stan. That's my favorite thing about this place. But you didn't hear that, Brick. No clues.
Absolute, like the best at what he does as far as being a baby face, an underdog, a smaller guy, makes the most of it. Absolutely the best.
Cavins sells tickets. Literally every single fan base, every single market is aware of Cavins, excited to see Cavins. Cavins is going to be a mainstay here for us for a while.
And what's cool with Cavins too, if you don't announce Cavins and Cavins comes out, the crowd reacts. They don't have to wait to see who it is and let it register. As soon as it hits and he comes out, they react.
That's funny that you mentioned that. I would strongly suggest to him that he just start coming out on his own. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need an announcer. Like, that would be a really cool gimmick. Like, as an announcer, like, I would love to announce him. But at the same time, like, imagine him coming out to the ring to himself, people chanting Cavins, the music cuts off, and he leads them in his name, Cave. If you hear me, Cavins, you can take this idea. It's free. It's yours.
14, just Nick.
Yeah, we talked a little bit with Kenny, but what Just Vibin did this year. I mean, and I really appreciate those guys because you can put them, you take those guys on any show and put them in a tag team match, and they're going to have the crowd in the palm of their hands for it, no matter who they're up against. They are, I mean, I'm going to use this term, and probably people who don't know what the fuck it means are going to take it as an insult, but like they are a great house show tag team where like they, you know, no matter who they're working with, that match is going to get over because they're in it.
And you can tell with Just Vibin, like Just Nick is kind of like leading the charge whenever there's matches, and Kenny's just there to compliment how they're doing and seeing them go over as contender series, contenders or New Texas with the tag championships. That's kind of like how they're doing things so well as a tag team. So it's nice to see him high on that list too.
Big shout out to the fact that Nick got Kenny out of jail for something he should have been in there for. I do feel like it's fair that we call out good brothers for being good brothers that get each other back on track. I think that's fair. Like, Nick took it upon himself to make sure that Kenny got back home to his family and to his career. Like, that's a big move. Like, Nick is a good brother. Like, Nick is a certified good brother. And
I think that's part of the charm, right? It's not just two guys that are thrown together. It's two guys that are literally
they're brothers
attached at the hip.
They're brothers. Every time I've run into one, the other's there, and that's why I book them together when I do. And they're great.
Yep.
13, the godfather of AAPW, T-Ray.
Not bad for a guy that retired this year.
Not bad for a guy that retired. No, did he retire this year again? Is he retired again?
Yeah. I mean, he's
No, he's not.
Done for a while, yeah.
T-Ray.
So he retired. They got him back, and he said, "Man, my knees ain't doing this shit." So
let me let you know. I've been fortunate enough to apparently now I'm learning this now. I booked T-Ray on the retirement tour. I booked T-Ray on the comeback tour, but now I'm finding out I cannot book T-Ray on the second retirement.
I mean, you know he'll come back again.
I know. Listen, T-Ray, we love you. I think it's great. And honestly, I think T-Ray could be the one person right now that could pull off a gatekeeper of Texas gimmick, genuinely, if he really wanted to wrestle like that. Stan's gone, so you guys are here with us now.
Yeah.
Let's improvise.
So number 12 is Vert Vixen.
And you know what's crazy? What's weird, Vert is talented, super talented, but Vert is really high on this list considering she doesn't get that many Texas bookings anymore for how many other people got penalized hard for that.
Yeah, that's fair. Another person that's right at the door, right? If you heard that Bert got signed by one of the TV companies tomorrow,
isn't she going to Dragon Gate, Biss? Where's she going?
It's news to me. Dragon. I don't
That's
think Dragon Gate has Josie.
I thought she recently was getting to go somewhere, but yes, that is another one. They're not
Tokyo Joshi Pro.
Not even knocking at the door. She probably already knocked, and they were like, "Yeah, wait here. We'll be back in 10 minutes."
Who's going to be back in 10 minutes?
Stan.
Whatever.
Gotcha.
You.
Hey, way shorter than that.
We're on number 11.
I don't want y'all to see it.
We handle business without you.
For about 5 minutes.
11. Number 11. Maya World.
Yep, the it girl.
Yes.
So, another person getting real close to that door.
That's another one that I would say is probably already knocked, and they probably already told her to sit outside for 10 minutes. Maya is probably the most temporary person in the top 20 right now, and I don't even know who the next 10 are. It's just a matter of time with Maya. Like, amazing talent.
Yeah. So, how long have you been wrestling? Is this year 2, or is this year 3? How long has Maya been wrestling?
Who are you talking to? Maya's not in the chat.
I'm talking to Maya. She is in the
She
chat.
should be in the chat. She chatted earlier.
Yeah, she was in the
How
chat.
dare her?
Oh, that's right. What's up, Maya?
Like when you consider that and consider how
She's
far
out of
she's come
DFW.
in that time.
I think she's out of DFW. I think she trained under Lugatti. I'm not sure if it was Lugatti.
3
Okay,
years.
it was 3. Okay.
3 years
Okay.
is crazy to think
Okay,
about.
can we just talk about the fact that you have Maya World, Mia Friday, and London Dior all under 3 years getting attention? Now, Maya's getting way more attention than the others, ROH attention, stuff like that. But it is kind of crazy how quick some of our ladies are busting out.
Yeah, like I know her. She's not going to stop working, but like to be over in San Francisco, to be over on the West Coast, to be traveling already, like she's a prodigy. Like so,
she's
it's just a matter of time.
Hard to book.
And enjoy it while it lasts. Enjoy it while it lasts.
It took me 3 or 4 tries to book Maya. She knows, but we finally made it happen.
Well, good for you. Number 10. Now we're in the top 10.
Oh, here we go. We're gonna hit
Let's
on our skis on this one.
Let's go.
Number 10. Danny B.
Yeah. Danny's another one that's special, man. That NWA run was great that they got that. Really cool to see Texas wrestling represented that way. Think whatever you want of Corrigan's NWA right now, but really cool.
The only thing that I would argue, and maybe this is shitty of me, I think so. You have Maya and I think Danny B's done some killer shit. I genuinely think that Danny B probably should have been somewhere closer to 6, and Maya should have been at 10. I think Maya and Danny B are 2 people that really not revolutionized, but like really were the front runners of Texas wrestling. Did a lot of crazy shit. Like when you see Maya on the card, you see Danny on the card. Those are shows that draw heavily. I think it's crazy. Like it just needs to be brought to the attention that some of the women in Texas wrestling this year really are bringing in the resurgence of everything that we had in the past.
All right, so keep that in mind when we get to number 6. Brad thinks that person should have been dropped. Okay.
Oh, that's not what I said.
Brad just said number 6 should be dropped.
I think my mom's calling me. Hi, Mom.
even better. We're going to go way above that. We're going to go and say that since you wanted to move those 2 up, we'll take number 5 and throw him down to number 11.
Yeah.
And take 5 and do it that way. How about that?
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're saying, but it feels like it's geared at making sure I get suffering of some kind.
No, somebody else. Fuck that guy. Number 9, Lil Evil.
I love Lil Evil. I loved him this year, and it sucks that the title had to be vacated. But facing Robbie Eagles, facing Kevin Knight, that one those were my matches of the year for me because like it was such a back and forth contest for Lil Evil. So hopefully he'll be active this year and doing what he's doing best in the ring. So I just those were my 2 personal matches of the year here in the Texas wrestling scene.
I have no comment on Little Evil that wouldn't reveal something that I'm trying to work on with him. I think Evil is great and amazing.
I think
I'll talk my shit. Like technically wise, I think like as far as the mechanics of wrestling, probably number one on my list. I might upset some people with that, but fuck them. Like Evil is a gym rat. Is that person that's always in the gym, always trying to improve the mechanics of wrestling. And then also always thinking, how to improve the other aspects of the wrestling. Injury was devastating. It was a really bad time. I think that's reflected in this list a little bit here. But hopefully, the mind is on what to do when they come back and they're able to come back from that shoulder injury. We all know how devastating that shoulder injury can be. It's robbed us of somebody else that was a top level wrestler in Texas, but hopefully Evil can come back and we can see what comes after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And like previous comment aside, like I think Evil is great. We had him at Grapple Quest 1 and it had a really great turnout. We were talking about doing some stuff. There was the injury, and the only real idea that I had afterwards, I was like, you don't want to come back with me. You do that somewhere else. I would love to see what Evil does after the injury. I'll never forget, in my personal opinion, that Evil is a class of stars. If you look at the class that Evil came up with, it's amazing. And it's wild that he didn't get called up with some of them. So I'm really hoping the bounce back from the injury does big shit for him.
Number 8, Rachel Rose.
Queen of Austin.
Yep.
Queen of Houston, too.
I'm sorry. Listen, Rachel, no offense. I think you're great. Queen of Austin.
Once they start out like that, they're going to offend
Queen of Austin, baby.
You're going to kick some hornets.
All right. You keep your princess.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Rachel Rose, genuinely. If I had one female talent that I get the most requests for, it's her.
Yeah.
But what were you going to about it?
Rachel in Austin is something special.
Yeah, I don't.
And the fact,
no, you go ahead.
Because like, especially with the LLC, how like Rachel elevated everyone within that faction, and yes, all of them did have belts. So that was the promise that at Shabashian, which we had on before, where like everyone's going to get a title, and Rachel being part of that faction and seeing everyone else being elevated up within Inspire. That one kind of gave me a good surprise hearing with the LLC.
So it's funny you mentioned that because Rachel helped elevate everyone, but during LLC, Rachel's the only one that's been beltless.
Yeah, that's the only thing that sucked about that.
Interesting foil in that.
Feels very Cody Rhodes via early AEW.
Oh, number 7, Hine.
What?
No, make him say. Yeah, make him say it again. No,
you gotta do it right.
We're all confused. Nope. We want to know who.
Nope. I saw it on TV, and I said, "There's no way. I'm not calling her that. That's not how I'm going to say it."
What's it spelled like?
Hyan.
Hyan.
Is it not Hyan?
It depends on
what we're doing.
Where you're from.
It's the 1A. It's some of us are saying and some of us are saying on. She probably don't care.
We're all correct.
Tours of Rev Pro, great year in New Texas. Well deserved.
Mm-hmm.
Very. Y'all will like this one. Because we're about to break the top 5, but number 6, Epidemius Jr.
Now, Brad, why do you believe that Epidemius Jr. is ranked too high?
Yeah, because
what?
Supposedly he should be down.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You guys are twisting my words.
Epi should be down in 11. Last I heard.
Yeah.
You've come to regret that decision at that point.
I personally
Still
think
waiting on an explanation, sir.
I think Epi should be lower. So let me tell you. Let me advocate for Epi Jr. All right. So Epi's booked everywhere in Texas, right? Most companies are trying to either get him on their card, or they are not invested in their product. I think Biss would agree with me in that. Secondly, Epi in 2024 went to AAA and entered into a tournament there was multiple luchadors in a tournament. So basically what they did was they were going through rounds like American Idol, and each person would wrestle and they would choose this group and that group to go forward. Epi made it to the finals and that tournament. He did not win, but he still has interest from AAA. He gets booked in Mexico, gets booked in USA, and he's probably going to start getting booked in California pretty soon, if not Orlando. Amazing talent, really gets it, totally understands the business. There's nothing but positive things to say. I don't like how you guys have pigeonholed me into this position about what I said earlier.
Hey man,
I now know why Biss was so excited to get to 6. I get it now.
You said what you said, sir. We're
when I said someone
mistakes were made at that point.
When I said someone should be at 6, that wasn't an immediate assumption that Epi should be bombed. I was just guessing.
There's a lot of talent, man. You know, when we come across and go, oh, too low, like you got to keep in mind the amount of talent in Texas right now. Epi's a guy. You're not gonna be shocked if Epi ends up on TV. It's like ridiculously young too, tons of time to grow still, and just stupidly talented.
Correct.
Yeah. It's wild how Penta was in Raw just last week, and a few months before that, he faced at the time Pentagon. I don't think Pentagon Jr. or El Ser Mierda. And I'm like, watching that debut with Penta, I'm like, that's going to be Epi one day. It'll take some time, but with the right opportunities and the networking he has in the business, it wouldn't surprise me that Epi will be signed down the line. So I'm going to call that out right now because, like, seeing that match with Penta kind of made me realize Epi's in that position. Just give him time.
I was at TWC the other day when news broke that WWE signed Hijo de Wagner Jr. And after we all talked and he went his way and everybody went our way and we were all going on with the show, the first thing that ran through my mind is I'm going to have that conversation with Epi one day. It's not a matter of if, it's when for Epi. Like he's literally on every single person's radar. I have heard that TNA looked at him. I've heard this, WWE people know about him. It's like when you make it to the finals of AAA, who has a legacy of being known worldwide, it's volumes. Remember the Cruiserweight Classic. When you go back and look at the Cruiserweight Classic and the Mae Young tournament in WWE, so many people in both of those programs are still there, or some of our bigger names. If we had a Cruiserweight Classic right now, Epi would be one of the ones in that.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5. Now we're in the top 5. Number 5, Daniel O'Ryan.
Daniel.
Think of how far Danny came in this past year, right?
Crazy big year.
Like so fucking far, dude.
Yeah. Like Danny is now a guy that you can either put with a name and sell a show on, or you can also use to elevate somebody else by having a good match with. Like, to come that far in 365 days is huge. I mean, he was in the chat, so I hope he's gone, so I don't have to bury him. But
right.
Great year from Danny.
Once he says he should have been higher, we're burying the fuck out of it.
And it's only, I mean, it's only up from here. So like, when we do this again next year, right? Danny's got a crack at number 1, right?
Yes. Yeah. And like you said, man, watching him at AAPW, watching him work with Ollie Summers and Lil Evil and Vert Vixen and those guys in there, his progress is so huge. I like the difference is amazing. That's why I sit and watch him. It's like, that's just insane that he's come that far.
So are we cut off right at 2 hours?
No.
Okay. Thank God. Yeah, because we're doing an overrun, brother.
One thing that I would like to advocate for.
Hold on a second, dude. We're going fucking old school. Oh my God. 10, 9.
I do not want to rush through these last 4. So
one thing I want to shout out, because this is my deal. I love Danny O'Ryan. He was part of our program a little bit in 2023, a little bit in 2024. Want to bring him in more in 2025. But his match with Exodus Prime this year at Baracho Pro, it is like a hot knife through butter. It's so gold. Like they really played up, both their gimmicks play up so well. You got to go back and watch it. It's from our first show, Blood, Sweat, and Beers. But like Danny really showed why he belonged on the main stage this year. Definitely, I think that he much deserves this spot.
One
Who's the
thing
right
that I
forward?
noticed
Oh,
too
sorry.
that Biss, sorry. I cut
No,
you
no,
off.
no. I was setting stand up, but you go ahead.
Yeah, and probably one of the things that I noticed too, like Danny is very versatile with whoever he faces.
Yeah.
I mean, he faced Danhausen again. It's another person that Danhausen worked with, and seeing how he can do the comedy bit, but he can still show that I'm in the ring, and that's kind of like the testament of how he's done a lot of things this year. I mean, like he was in the Dallas residency in Collision, shows how much versatile, how he can adapt to any situation in whatever show that he's in. So that's why I love seeing Danny being here high on the list. So definitely top 5. So
There you go. Number 4. Your boy, Exodus Prime.
Hey, so let me go in here because Exodus has feelings lately, and like I kind of agree. Like Exodus is primed and ready for that spot. ROH twice this year, several really big appearances, but I do feel like Exodus become a victim of some of the. I'll say it. Fuck it. We're 2 hours in. Some of the more northern companies booking him like shit, using him to put over talent and stuff like that. The reality of it is Exodus is primed and ready. And one of the reasons that I don't use Exodus on some of my shows is sometimes I don't have a place to put him to really substantiate a win or a story. It's like, I don't want you to put over this person or that person because he really is there. It's crazy how talented X is. Another one of my favorite matches from last year, it's from one of our previous number 6, was X versus Epi at AAPW. They went through a AAPW bench. I thought Pops was going to kill us, but he was cool about it. Really, really solid material. Like X has really proven time over time that he's one of the best in the business of the independents. I also think it was really shitty for The Rock to come back and call himself the final boss, because it really did shit on his, not that those two things matter, but when I heard that, I was like, damn, X had really claimed that spot, and now all the marks are going to come out and say blah, 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 blah. And it sucked because X really is the final boss in Texas. I think he deserves a spot. I'll let somebody else comment. Also, Cuddy, thank you. Yeah, that bench. We fixed it, I heard. We fixed it.
I think one of the reasons that X finds himself in those spots is that X is somebody that makes who he's in the ring with look phenomenal.
1,000%.
No matter what situation that he's in. So when you have that skill set, you don't always get a chance to show the other skill sets that you have, which is why I think you constantly see him on TV, because they know if they put him in there, he's going to make whoever else is in there, he's going to work his ass off to make him look like $1 million.
Exodus Prime versus Swerve Strickland is just, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? I've been, you know what I mean? Like, ugh.
I forgot about that. That was a banger too. Okay.
How can you forget about it? Anyways. All right, number 3.
Recall.
Now we're in the top 3. Now, we only have 1 minute left.
What?
I said 2 hours, the bitches. Y'all wanted to talk earlier. Number 3, Dmitry Alexandrov.
Yeah, pretty cool. So, like in the past, you would have like the Observer in that you have like the best brawler award or some shit, because people don't know how to rank someone that works like Dmitry. So I think it shows kind of the sophistication of the people that voted that Dimitri's in the top 5 here. That having that style and being able to differentiate between what he does in the death match and what he does in a normal match is up that high. And I think it also speaks to how in tune Dmitry is with branding and marketing himself. That to get past kind of like in the past, you would have seen that like Bruiser Brody wouldn't get listed in like all-time lists because he's a brawler. Like, so it's cool that people are coming to are becoming smarter with how they vote like that.
And he can work not only like as a singles wrestler, but working. It's funny how Brick is showing that up, especially with BDSM, where he can be flexible enough to work as a tag team and doing his run in death matches, whether it's a singles match or a tournament, where he can just be he can be a jack of all trades in whatever situation that they have in the show. So that's why it's nice seeing Dimitri up there, because he's worked his ass off for sure, especially how he's doing things with Inspire and branching out now. I mean, he's going to New Zealand or Australia, and seeing where his work has has grown up over that time. So
he also went to Mexico last year.
Yes.
I just want to put Cody out there.
I think over the last 2 years, Dimitri has become the type of wrestler Dimitri wants to be, and there's more confidence in that. Yeah. And I think you see the proofs in the pudding here. Like, you know.
Number 2, Stephen Wolf.
Maybe the best athlete in Texas.
Yep.
So yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, he's so good. Yeah.
Like the box jumps and the just raw athletic ability reminds me of ACH in ways.
Right.
And just able to do things that other people can't do. Right. So, and then just a year-long run with the new Texas title. Right. So.
And to be high in PWI, that's kind of a testament to how he does things this year, where if a respectable like news outlet like PW is saying, hey, this guy's very high on the list, granted it's 191, it's a lot. He's done a lot this year, and he's done his time in the UK, and I think he's coming back this year. But seeing where he's been through this year, especially what he's doing now here in Texas, is kind of like eye-opening, seeing that he's not even signed. That's the very surprising part with what he's doing in his career.
Bradley?
Oh, what? I'm number 1?
No. Thoughts on Stephen Wolf.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
I just want to take a moment to thank everybody in Texas. I really didn't try.
No. All right, we'll do. Y'all ready for number 1?
Oh, it's
y'all want to know who number 1 is? I will be more than happy to tell you who number 1 is.
Drum roll, please.
Ethan, just because you just showed up, you actually showed up in 2 places on the
list.
Ethan
is number 1. I love it. All right, end of show. Thanks everybody for coming. We'll see you later.
The number 1 wrestler in the Texas Top 100. According to the fans,
a felon.
Holding. I knew y'all were all excited, weren't you? Fuck all you. Number 1, Brick Savage.
Really, y'all? Really, guys?
The fans voted.
It was the fans.
Man,
It's not his fault. Your fans don't know how to vote like his fans do.
Okay, but I'm just talking about like can we look at this from the outside looking in? Like barely won the world title. Almost lost it the very next pay-per-view in not 1 but 2 matches. Went to Mexico and they were like, fine, put it on the line. And honestly, I don't know. It's
so what I just spoke about, being able to do things that no other human can do.
Right.
Savage as well. The Baracho run, obviously. How many days undefeated in Baracho?
It's 224 or 225 now. It's one of the 2.
Okay. On top of that, the run with BDSM and Inspire, match with Jake Something, which I still counts because it was December of last year, right? As well as the match with Stephen Wolf. And then it's not even taking into consideration everything.
I need some help. Danny, I need some help.
Everything up in Dallas, and then traveling out to the Valley, and then all the way up to Arizona and I believe Vegas and Colorado as well. So like, well deserved. I think it also shows Brick is a bit of an attraction. Like there's nothing else like Brick Savage in independent wrestling, and to be able to see this list recognize that and honor that is cool as fuck to me too.
So
Right.
let me go here. I want to say this before I forget it, because it's both like justification for what I'm doing and also justification for Brick, which I hate. But someone once said, and I know that this ray of light knows exactly who they are. When promotions start flying people in to face you, and they start building their entire show around you, that's when you know you the guy. And for the last 3 shows that I've had or have been involved with, or 2 of the last 3 shows, I have flown someone in to try and stop Brick Savage. Sometimes people reach a point that they've beat everyone in Texas, and you have you know what I mean? Like, and not in a bad way, but like you have the choice of like, I can recycle these matches or I can find something new. I do think that Brick is a talent. As much as I fucking hate it, I think they're a talent that is beyond measurement of what most of our talent have. And we do have to start bringing in bigger and more promising talent to face them, because everyone in Texas at this point has been run through. That's just my take. I realize it's biased because I used to have wrestling pictures on the wall, and I don't now because of Brick Savage, but that's just my take. So,
have you tried a battle royal?
Like Andre the Giant.
I did that, and right before the match started, Brick stole my bag and threw it in the river. So I'm not doing that again.
What river? Because
I'm pretty sure if I did it again, it might happen to me as well.
So, fun fact, it's not a river. It's a hobo piss pond behind pinballs. Not that it's pinballs. It's just like a few 100 yards behind, and Brick found it and threw my laptop into it. Because I was like, I'll do a battle royal, and they were like, you will fucking not. So
absolutely fucking not.
I won't do that.
And on with Brick, I've taken 2 trips with him to San Antonio, and yeah, he's a fucking big ass monster, and he fucking throws people around, and thumbtacks in his fucking head and all that stuff. But his mind for wrestling is just incredibly insane. To listen to him talk about wrestling, just absolutely insane. Both the trips down there were just fucking fantastic. Listening to, like I said, he doesn't just say, I'm going to beat Bradley up. He's like, I'm going to beat Bradley up. This is how I'm going to do it, and this is why I'm going to do it. And then all of a sudden, boom, you see him fucking doing it. So,
well, to be fair, like 2023, when Brick came to us at Violence and Valente, they mapped that whole year out about what they wanted to do. Like, it wasn't like this person, that person, but they talked about everything. And to your point, Stan, it is real genius. The thought process is beyond others. I'll never forget a conversation we had, which is why I thought we were so close about why a match ended the way that it did. And I was like, well, I didn't agree with that at all. And Brick spent 10 minutes breaking down why it made total sense. And it was just such a fascinating conversation, which really made me think that we were friends and we were cool. I let my guard down and I died for it. But, like, to your point, like, I think at the same time, like, I should have expected that, because Brick really is that level of genius. Like, they understand wrestling. Like, I'll say this, they understand wrestling more than most. And as much as I really don't like them and I hope for nothing but wet socks in their future, I think genuinely Brick should have been signed a long time ago. I won't comment further, but I genuinely believe that some things have happened, and certain people in this business didn't protect Brick the way they should have. And if they did, I think that Brick would not be any of our problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem.
So that's my one hot take. And now that I've been kind, fuck you, Brick. Stay out of my fucking house.
So I'll change the subject a little bit.
Okay.
Did you guys have any snubs that you thought should have been on the list that didn't make it? Because I do.
I have one. King Cortez.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's my take, and I just want to say this one thing, and I'll stop because I know I'm hop on my soapbox. Cortez is a genuine dude, a real good brother. Cortez has been at shows with me that he wasn't on, and has helped me run them, and then has come to the next show and worked twice as hard as I ever seen him work to be on it. I genuinely think that King Cortez should have been on this list. Ziggy should have been as well. But I just think that those are two dudes that really have worked hard in the last 2 years to make a name for themselves. In my honest opinion, King Cortez, I was waiting to hear his name and I didn't hear it. So
Yeah. Danny King. How is Danny King not on this list? Right.
wild.
Right.
It's insane. I would advocate for Chris Cruz. I understand Chris doesn't work a ton, but Chris Cruz is insanely talented.
Vin Parker. Or
Yep.
Slim
I was gonna say Vin.
That's wild because like I work with Vin Parker at TWC and they're really talented, and Vin puts out actually promos like cinema level promos for their matches. Vin Parker is wild that they didn't appear on this list.
Yeah,
That's the genius of how Vin Parker does in his time in the ring is promo work. It's very cinema, which I enjoyed because you get to know the wrestler that way, and it's like, why is he not on that list?
David Kidd. Where was David Kidd?
Yeah,
dude,
It's
David
now,
Kidd
I think he's
so far
he's
down on the
teen.
list. So
Really?
far. I said we had 216. I bet he was 213. Something. He was way down on the list. So
Do not show that.
it's because he became a treat. That's why. So here's one that I guarantee will be high on the list
didn't
next
even
year.
fucking get one vote. Fuck
Yeah.
that guy.
I guarantee you next year somebody high on this list will be Ivan Hitt. Like
Yes.
high on this list within
The
a year. I'm
mercenary.
surprised that he did not make it this year with
Yep.
what he's done already. I think you'll see Ivan Hitt for sure. I really appreciate, when we used to do this list, like Simply Luscious would come on at 80 and we'd be like, good for her. She's in there with the guys. There was a lot of female representation. It's a much different world than when the last time we did one of these, but it is nice. Like there was, I think, towards the top 10, there was like 4 girls in a row. So, very
right.
cool.
And that was one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the entire list, and because that was one of the things that I was going to, I guess, document or put out there is like how many of the women wrestlers made the 216 this year.
Yeah.
Because I always tell everybody that, and
I have to check what I got.
It. My thing is the Texas women's wrestlers I would put up against fucking anybody. The list is just so fucking good. And so I wanted to do that. But you asked about Nastico earlier. So the only 2 managers that got votes, Nastico and Roxy Castillo.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Roxy didn't have any actual matches, but like it's still awesome.
No, but she's still better than Nastico.
Like probably still higher in the 216 or whatever it was than Nastico.
Nastico, yeah, probably so. Yeah. So, all right. Let's see. I'm gonna go with who's first. Bradley, put out your show, dude.
Dude, I'm so excited. Baracho Pro Blood, Sweat, and Beers 2 coming up in 13 days. It's our 2-year anniversary. We got Biss on commentary. I keep pointing out Biss on commentary. I like just shout out to Biss. Like I can't thank Biss enough for all the help that he's given me as a promoter and as a peer, but also as a commentator for over a year now. Really excited to be to have him a part of our journey. Kenny King will be on commentary. We'll also have a couple sub in and outs like Dr. The Wife and Anthony the Ref. We have Pimpinella coming in. We have 11 matches total, 1 on the kickoff, 10 on the main card. Please come check it out. If you're going to get your tickets, get them pre-sale because you're definitely not immersive. The last time I even entertained you being in the building, I almost died. But please come check us out. We're doing big things at Baracho Pro this year. But I will pass quickly over to Biss, who is doing amazing shit, to let him plug that too.
Well, absolutely. My 1 year at Baracho is commentary. So I'm pumped for that. February 2nd, come say hi, come hang out, let's have a beer, whatever. And then February 23rd, man, I can't express how much that show is going to mean to me. I'm very thankful to Keizer for bringing me on board and then letting me, I don't want to pull the curtain back too much here, but like this show means a ton to me. And if you want to see the unbridled Biss version of professional wrestling, February 23rd is going to be a really good chance to see it.
I'm so excited.
You guys. Like New Texas Pro, Empire Control Room, come check it out.
I've been saying it in the chat for weeks. I cannot wait to see the Biss show. I'm there. I'm for it. This is my boy. Like, I know my guy is a genius, and
Look
now
at him. He's
got
blushing.
free reign. I'm ready for it.
I'm nervous. Now, there's no bullshit now. It's all me. So
I know you're nervous, but like
put up
that's
and
like
shut up.
God being worried that he can't create a second Earth. You're gonna be fine, baby. I can't wait.
There's a ton of support from New Texas, and it's greatly appreciated.
Emmanuel, promote your shit, dude.
Oh yeah, so I will be at PGTK Pod on all socials. I am recording. I am recording a lot of guests this week, and the season is booting up on February 3rd. And someone from this chat will be a guest on this new season. So can't wait to show up what's going to happen. And I will be back with event coverage starting February. So I'm slowly getting into the grind of things, taking event coverage for everybody.
And Indie Fanatic spelled the correct way and the wrong way. Look it up. It's both the correct way and the wrong way. It's been that way for about 8 years, so it's a little late to tell me I fucking spelled it wrong. Number one. Number two, I will be at the Baracho show trying to get some
you won't. Not anymore.
Non-wrestling content from wrestlers, if that makes sense. So it's gonna be loads of fun.
Oh, Spider Nate Webb cooking in the kitchen.
Indie wrestling at its best.
Is that
hey, fun fact, since you brought it out, I get to bring this up. We went to the collective. It was the first collective after the pandemic, and as we were flying in, we found out like, hey, we're throwing a pre-collective show at this bar. It was Nate Webb's birthday party. We got fucked up with Nate Webb, AJ Gray, a bunch of dudes, and they chopped Albert so hard he rolled across the room. But Nate Webb is cool as fuck.
Ouch.
Oh, real quick. After you guys, I'm actually going on with Voices of Wrestling to do a indie spotlight. I think it's on their Patreon, so it's like $5.
INDIE or INDY?
What's oh shit?
I have to
know.
Go, guys.
Probably
listen to Stan Heck.
But yeah,
I'll see my next shirt there, Bradley.
Yeah, I'll be part of their. I'll be part of their flagship plus. Oh, speaking of shirts, go to NWA.
Ooh, dude,
pick up a
that's
Jack
badass.
Stain shirt,
Oh,
man.
Jack Stain, yeah.
Like, dude, such a good dude and so important to a lot of guys that were here in Texas. Like, all proceeds go to his family. Like, fuck, man. You know, help him out.
Yeah.
Help everyone in Texas out. If they ever had a problem, Jax was there to help them out. Pick up a shirt, man.
Hey.
Wrestlers don't have great life insurance, so let's help out.
Or great lives, usually. Fuck.
Oh, Stan!
Wow, that went south quick.
Stan Lee!
All right. Y'all don't hang up. Everybody else is going to get hung up on. Fuck them all. We had a great time. That's the Texas Top 100. Now run and tell everybody so they can whine and piss about it. Peace.
Let's go.